At a primetime address in Philadelphia, the city where American democracy was born, U.S. President supporters are threatening it. The speech just 2 months before midterm elections.
As I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise. So tonight, I've come to this place where it all began to speak as plainly as I can to the nation. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans through the very foundations of our republic. We here, you've heard it, more and more talk about violence as an acceptable political tool in this country. It's not. It can never be an acceptable tool. So I want to say this plain and simple. There is no place for political violence in America, period. None, ever.
Top Republican Kevin McCarthy has hit back at the speech, saying,
Hello, everyone. Hi, Abby. Ooh, sorry. Maybe I should have left you backstage while you're fiddling there.
I thought you were still playing. I thought you were. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, the video was a short one. We were a bit unprepared here today, guys. Sorry to be so sloppy and whatnot.
Well, we had a storm here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it knocked out my Wi-Fi. So, and one of my neighbors, her tree, not the tree, but a branch fell on her roof, like right before we were going live. So I had to go help her.
Shit
But she
happens.
was, I know.
Can't control the
Oh my
weather.
gosh.
Even if you think you can, you cannot control the weather.
You cannot. And also, well, never mind. I'll save that for later. But hello, everyone. I was trying to set up the other computer for Todd Smith, but she's gonna have to do it herself, I guess. Or are we gonna have to do it ourselves? So you're gonna hear my mouse click, clickety click, click, click. And I can't remember who said this, but the mouse stays. I even look. I have on pajama jams. Pajama jams. Boop. That's the kind of day I'm having. So.
Well,
Yay.
I have
Ready.
drank way too much last night. I don't know why. I guess it's not really a rational thing that I do or whatever. When I went and bought 6 tall boys, not really intending to drink them all, and then I went and did so anyway.
What is a tall boy?
That's the regular beer is like 341 milliliters, and then the tall boy is like 473. So it's like more like a beer and a half kind of thing.
That sounds like an oldie.
It's just I'm not really that big of a guy.
Where the black people at in the chat? You know what an oldie is?
I don't know. Yeah.
You don't know what an oldie is?
No.
Oh my goodness. All right. If anybody knows what an oldie is, tell me in the chat. I could look it up, but
is it a tall beer or whatever?
No, it's like old English. It's a
the big
it's a
glass
liquor
bottle of beer.
It's a big ass malt liquor bottle.
Yeah.
And
those are bigger than the tall boys are much smaller than that, but it's bigger than a typical bottle of beer. So.
And Todd Smith is not here because we've been talking to our benefactor that is trying to help us launch this community center. So that's why you had to start without me, and I had to run. Like, I gotta go.
That's okay.
Thank you. So
life is hard to kind of keep everything on track, right? So.
Yes. So should I I should just start this and try to pull up Tasmit's thing so when she comes, she could help us with the chat, or
Yeah.
I could just start. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, we
So
can just the chat can kind of bear with us. Sorry if we're not being as attentive as usual, but I'm sure that they'll be okay. So
I believe we are loved. So
there's no one in there
I mean, I hope so.
now, really. Like, seems
There's
like there's
only 3 people here for now. So.
I see
Hi,
5 people
Miguel.
watching. Thank you. I don't see anyone commenting, so maybe you guys aren't our typical our whatever loyal viewers. So hopefully you're new, because we'd like to see new people too. So I don't see the usual people in the chat at the moment, so maybe they're not there. You never know who's watching, kind of thing. Hey Miguel, what's up?
So I moved back to here she comes.
Sorry.
It's okay. I
Miss Karen, just got off
explained
the
to them.
phone.
I know.
You got your drink? I'm gonna get it and get everything started.
No, can you come? Can you come set yourself up?
And then go.
Okay. So I moved back to Google. That's what we were on before, and I was get out of the frame.
Matrix.
God,
Oh shit.
thank you. Okay. So, Tasha,
Shit, what happened?
stop touching wires. Okay, you good. Go back. Go.
Okay.
All right. So I Desert Mantis says hi, by the way.
Hello.
She says hi. So I moved back to Google Chrome because I was using Edge, and Edge really fucking I'm sorry. Edge sucks for StreamYard. You know, like Google Chrome, I would be able to just move from place to place to place, whereas with Edge, I'd have to stop sharing, reshare, and the only reason I had not went back to Google was because I was still holding on to RBN Long Beach, our StreamYard there, and I was like, you know what?
Need that.
I need to just let that go.
Yeah.
It's time to let it go.
Yeah, time to move on.
It's time to move on.
Having the same kind of thing, not about RBN, but like the same kind of thing going on in my personal life with a person I've been kind of chasing after. Is, not gonna happen. Time to move on. You got to make those judgment calls sometimes, right? So
A person will make time for you if they want to.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Yeah, you got to read the signals that they're sending you and not just tell yourself what you want to hear. People
exactly.
are gonna be who they are. So
do you mind so did you knock something out the wall? You knocked the thing out the wall, T.
What thing?
Okay, give me a minute to reset. Okay, thank you. You knocked the extension cord out the wall. All right, so can we just start? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So
we've been filibustering a little bit. We can maybe get to the point, right?
right. So the point is the idea that they are trying to tell us that political violence is not okay when they have been violent as long as I can remember, like my entire life. Well, not my childhood because I wasn't paying attention or whatever, but since Desert Storm, I can't remember when we haven't been in a perpetual state of war. And then they just keep telling us every time things are violent in America that we are above this. We need to unite. but the way they talk to us is not uniting. They talk to us like they want us in a perpetual state of chaos.
Right.
So it's the gaslighting that is not for me. I'm so tired of it. I'm sick of it. So I just wanted to talk about it today.
Well, I'm glad
So
that
can
was
we
the
do
word
that?
there. That was what I was thinking. That was like what I wanted to say in response to what you're talking about. Like we really have to, excuse me, with gaslighters, it becomes extremely important to not let them continue to control this narrative and to try and dictate terms to you like that. So when they're trying to act like they have the right to commit political violence left, right, and center all over the world, and then somehow pretend like they have the right to go with a straight face and tell you that they are not doing that, and that if you ever thought of trying to do anything similar, that you don't have the right or any kind of ability to do such a thing, or there will be consequences kind of thing. It's completely hypocritical and ridiculous. And so it's very necessary to push back against that, because otherwise you completely allow them to do all of it to you and justify it based on by blaming you for, you deserve it, right? And then after a while, it's hard to kind of like justify, like, well, we didn't push back against this violence, so how do we really can just tell ourselves that we don't deserve it? Because when it came time to stop it, we didn't, so we let it happen to us. So this is it's like a train wreck. That's the political violence is like a train wreck. It's like the trolley problem, right? You don't make the right decision, the political violence will happen in a much more excruciating, violent way. And people will want to explain it after the fact, but they won't want to hear the "I told you so's" coming from the people who saw the trolley problem as it was and said you have to stop the politicians from having the power to kill millions or millions will die. It's called social murder, but people deny that social murder exists. So how are you guys doing in the chat here? Miguel, see the crocodiles there. So, Golden Monarch, can you see all my comment about violence, or is YouTube now censoring that word? Right. By the way, YouTube censoring all of this is kind of instigating some violence, okay? Taking away people's freedom of speech, contrary to what you might deceive yourself to believe. It does not prevent violence. To take away people's freedom of speech, it actually exacerbates the issue. It forces people to feel like, because you've taken away and cut out my tongue, I have to use my other means to get my point across. So can we start blaming the real people who are really responsible? Who is to blame for political violence? The elites whose sole purpose besides money is to divide people and communities. They are instigators of violence when violence is about to unfold. And then they have to, I agree, right? Because they are completely at fault, they have no choice but to gaslight and to double down. And because the gaslighting kind of needs a bit of violent backup, it's this vicious, violent cycle. So I don't know what's going on with Abby right now. She's having some technical difficulties.
I'm about to tell you. Okay, so I was trying to set up Tasmit as an admin, but for some reason my laptop over there, the keyboard is not working, so she can't log in. So it's gonna be just you and me, I guess.
All right, we'll just have to roll.
We're gonna have to manage the chat and everything, so we're just going to roll with it.
That's right.
So apparently the word violence is censored, or I don't know. It seems like it's only for some people. I think we were talking about this the other day. I guess YouTube's allowing people to, like, having a limited amount of swearing, and then they'll
What email address do I
take
use for that? It's Masha?
away.
Masha,
This one?
yep. I'm sorry.
Just swear and swear.
Let me mute myself. I'm trying to help her.
Oh, we just had a bit of a blip. Still here? That's okay.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that we're still broadcasting fine. Looks like we're having a little bit of a glitch. That anyone in the chat is having troubles seeing or hearing us, you want to let us know.
I
Otherwise,
don't know
we're just
what's
gonna.
going on with the internet today. I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
trying to.
I
Should
don't
I
know.
just?
My computer's always really um, loaded down with like I don't know how to do the maintenance very well, but and then there's also like viruses and stuff, and then you would imagine with trying to kind of toe the line with what you can say, I would not be surprised if our computers are compromised in a sense for having our political opinions, right? But you're not if you can't even prove that, then they can kind of get away with it. So we don't have a tech expert who is actually willing to come and help us prove our case, then we're going to be floundering in the dark, not knowing whether we're being censored, like bugged, or if we're just incompetent with our computer skills. So let's see what you guys are saying here. Kit from Hardlands Media was right when he said that the constant fear-mongering from mainstream media has led to this political violence. Yes, there's a whole lot of blame to go around. So we want to point the finger at the politicians, and then when we do that, then people remind us that, hey, it's not just them, it's the media have a lot of culpability too. It's like, well, you're right, you know. And then people want to remind you that it's not just the media and it's not just the government, whatever. A lot of people have a lot of blaming to go around for it too, because we kind of play our part in the merry-go-round of fear-mongering. You know, we all have our things that we're afraid of that we feel it's necessary to talk about publicly in order to try and prevent the thing that we're fearing, and then it kind of ironically sometimes potentially precipitates the fear. So
Oh, the fuck is it?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. We're just trying to
Go back there and go to
Okay, I will. We're just trying to get her on,
that's all
and
good.
it's so laughable. I'm sorry, but you're
you
holding it
put me on the
down. You're
spot. You're
holding it
testing
down.
my
I'm putting you
skills
on the
there.
spot, and I'm
It's all
so
good.
sorry. It's almost over. Okay.
All good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
still, thankfully, people got lots to say here, so I'll see what else other comments. I won't say AOC was right about words being violent. She was kind of right about when violence, political turmoil happens on social media, people's masks come off. Yeah, this is a credit where credit's due thing. As much as these clowns are detestable, broken clocks, right? Twice a day, right? Wrathbone made a hilarious video about YouTube censored words. You know, maybe we can look into that. Haven't seen that. It sounds interesting. So let's see. Maybe we can call up some videos here.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, you back?
We
You
finally
wanted
got her
to talk
in.
about
We
Chris
had to
Cuomo? Or,
Yep. So we had to just so you know, we had to like set up a fake keyboard on the laptop so she could use the laptop because the keyboard is not working.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
you
wait,
have to mute yourself, T. She said.
there we go.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about political violence, and let me start with this. So I'm about to share my screen. Anybody in the chat who is into sports would know Stephen A. Stephen, is it Anthony or Anderson?
Hey!
Anthony or Anderson?
Stephen.
Stephen A. Smith. Oh my bad. You see, I'm not that into sports. I don't know.
Well, I don't know sports. Sorry. if that'll offend you there, I have no idea who any of the sports players are. So,
Mm.
except for like the biggest guys.
Oh my gosh. Why can't
What's going on? You're a little bit confused.
Can you keep going? I'm sorry.
That's all
I
right.
went back to Google and it's not allowing me to share. So funny.
Yeah, so I was waiting, thinking you were gonna share something there. So you were gonna share about Chris Cuomo, because I had called up a few things about him. If we're gonna be on that topic first,
Share tab.
because I was talking about political violence, came across an article where I don't know how was it, February 16th, 2023. I don't know if you guys caught this. I never heard about it, but apparently he said he was going to kill everybody, including himself, after CNN firing. Sounds like political violence to me. Like, guy's such a narcissistic prick that he needs this validation of millions of viewers to feel important, and then when that's taken away from him, he feels that he needs to go get this kind of violent revenge over that. Like, fuck you, asshole. That's not sorry. I'm gonna be worried about my. I know we being on YouTube. We should try not to use explicit language if we want to get better views and stuff like that. Unfortunately, this is kind of controlling people's behavior by preventing them from being able to say their minds and stuff like that. But with somebody like that wants to be talking down to people all the time and condescending, acting like a journalist or something, but then telling people how to act all the time, and then if you take away that power from him, he threatens to go kill everyone in the office. Like, fuck you. So that's all I had to say. So, but I guess I'm trying to understand human psychology, right? Why is it that so many people behave this way or whatever? Then the idea that the average normal person, anybody can do anything kind of thing. People believe that a good person can't do bad things, but then other people believe that if you push them far enough, we're all capable of anything, right? So it's worth exploring who's actually right about these things, because people kind of like to just pick a thing that they prefer to believe, like a bias. They don't really actually feel the need to determine the objective truth. They would rather have something to believe in. So a comfort belief, I guess, but not really sure.
Okay, we're here. I'm so sorry I put you through this. Going
all
back
good.
to
Life is always very confusing. So it's kind of like in practice to always never know what's going on, be permanently confused.
Okay, so I'm about to play.
So can't thank y'all for the support and love enough. Keep it coming, and I'm gonna keep on coming. Obviously, this is a different kind of show today, because we all know what the biggest story in the world, in all likelihood, is taking place
God
right
damn it.
now. We all know what happened this past Saturday. That's where we're going to start. The attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump during a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. It was an historic moment without question that sent shockwaves throughout the world as Trump was rushed off the stage, his face bloodied from a bullet he says pierced his ear. The shooter, who the FBI identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Pennsylvania, killed one person and wounded two others.
Okay, can I just stop right there? You see that image? Maybe I should just leave that image up. You remember when I was talking to Mastermind on Civil Discourse, and I was showing those two women who didn't seem scared at all and were taking pictures? This is the picture. So I don't I still don't believe that this isn't orchestrated. I just don't believe it.
Well, it's very easy for people to see how, like, it just, with the Occam's razor thing, that the simplest solution is usually the right one. This is not always true. People won't be told that Occam's razor fails sometimes. Get over it, okay? Because it's just simply the truth that it is not perfect. It doesn't actually explain everything. You can't use it as if it works that way. So they want to say that the shooter guy, why would anyone be motivated to be involved in a plot where they are going to be killed for it, martyred in it, right? Like, for people that are not Islamic, they don't understand how someone would sign up for being a suicide shooter, not a bomber, but like, that doesn't make any sense to them. So because it doesn't make sense, then they quickly knee jerk to thinking it's impossible for it to be orchestrated because nobody would, like, our instincts for self-preservation would prevent us from going along with such a stupid plan. Unfortunately, the issue of a patsy being unwittingly led to do something without realizing how much you're already completely caught, and they let it happen because they have some kind of motive to allow your stupidity, like a whatever, like a useful idiot, right? That's the thing. So I just today I've seen an article that came out from mainstream media, ABC News or whatever, that the CIA Secret Service people knew for 20 minutes about the shooter. They were aware of him for 20 minutes before his shots went off. That is not Secret Service. That is not protection of any kind of, like, that is proof, unequivocal proof that it was staged and was allowed to happen.
And may I just say, are these DEI hires?
Right. That's what they want to say. Right? They want to make it about, let's talk about the narrative about what happened instead
talking
of
about DEI hires, and then the same people that are talking about DEI hires, Jimmy Dore, do dissidents, still love y'all, still watching y'all, but there's a blind spot. You keep talking about the incompetence of these people and talking about DEI hires. Are these white men DEI hires?
Isn't
Please
that
talk to me.
letting them
Tell
skate,
me.
so falling for it, allowing them? It's kind of silly. I mean, I would go so far as to say it's actually stupid to fall for their little ploy and kind of take their bait and blame the DEI or whatever incompetent hire, when if it's sort of orchestrated, they're trying to not only have the fall guy be the shooter, but the also, for the fallout of the blame, the fall guy is going to be the worker,
The poor,
class. They're
the black, the
I
immigrant.
mean, they would be working class if they weren't fucking bootlicking dogs that are trying to protect the president, kind of thing, right? But my point is that they are doing some kind of work, and that what we're doing is looking down at those the employee that is being told what to do, and we're kicking at them instead of remembering to focus on the fucking bosses that are telling them what to do and paying them to do it. So
Why are you waving like the queen? That's me saying, go on, keep going.
it's like the Noah point or whatever.
Maybe I should be like, mm-hmm. I mean, what should I do? I don't know.
Now that you say
I'm
that,
saying,
like the queen, I
when
see
I'm
it like
doing
that
this,
too.
I'm saying, doesn't the queen do this?
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Go on, keep going. I want to hear more. That's what I'm doing. I'm not doing this.
Anyway, I've been sorry to go on and on.
But Jacqueline also said, bloody hell. Oh,
sorry.
can you put it back up? I could do it. Bloody hell. Now I'm having technical issues. Your technical issues are catching up. You good over there in the UK? Jacqueline? I'm gonna click
Uh-oh.
this.
You froze.
I sincerely appreciate learning. Oh, am I? Oh, Tasmit, that's very sweet. I want to click this real quick. Okay, bad cookies. I'm very sorry because we are going to be playing Stephen A. Smith for a little bit, and I don't like him either because his sports commentary is shit, in my humble opinion. And Tosh Schmidt and the track coach, they're going to do a show about politics, black black sports and politics eventually. Um, so I feel you, bad cookies. I don't like him. I don't like anybody who don't have a like what is going on with your tether haircut? I don't like anybody without a fade. Wait, what did I just say that out loud? I didn't mean that for real. I don't trust him. I look at you like, you from here or nah? You a tether? Do y'all know what I mean by tether? Tell me in the comments so I could clear that up.
Yeah, I kind of forget sometimes after, even though sometimes it's been explained to me. From what I remember about well, now I'm kind of nervous about trying to explain it because now I'm forgetting it a little bit. But it's
I could explain it.
yeah, it's easier just let you re-explain it. So
I could explain it. Kamala Harris is a tether. Not Michelle. Barack Obama, tether. If you are not a foundational Black American, if you did not grow up here under the oppression of an a descendant of slavery, you are a tether. And white supremacy uses these tethers, Joy Reid, all these people, to come up in here with a bad hairline and they bad haircuts and talk to white people like they black, and they are not black. They are not foundational Black Americans. They do not have the same concerns as we do. Their concern is to make a come up, flee their country, come to America, and make a come up off of Black culture. That's a tether.
have you
They didn't.
watched?
They didn't go through everything that our ancestors had to go through to get what we got, but they come over here and try to capitalize on all the things that we fought for and worked hard for. That's tether.
Have
Does
you?
that make sense?
Sorry. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But I'm hoping Bad Cookies can let you know if that was a satisfactory answer for him.
Look. Amber Rose.
I think so.
Well, that name doesn't ring a bell for me, but yeah.
That's all right, baby.
What?
I'm
He's
just,
in Canada, Todd.
No.
and I kind of live
Or-
under a rock sometimes because
But did you watch the Republican debate?
He probably
the
didn't.
Republican National
He's been
Convention?
working.
Yeah, and then I'm drinking too much. I was trying to watch the Tin Rabbit podcast actually last night. Shout out to those guys. Go check them out if you haven't heard of them. New
You
show.
always have a surprise token person.
Bad Cookies and Mastermind there. I couldn't pay attention. Sorry, I was getting like ADD, getting too drunk, and it was a good discussion. So I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, but it was just a little bit too into the rabbit hole for me at the time. So I had to kind of find something a little bit, little less thought provoking, whatever to watch. But yeah, what time is Tin Rabbit at again? I don't remember.
I had to text him yesterday, and I'm like, "What time?" Because I'm looking. I'm not sure.
I mean, they did just settle on it.
I'm
so
forgetful. I'm
to give
forgetful.
myself a little bit of a excuse there. I have a hard time establishing the memories, but because the short-term memory. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's all right.
Because she put that comment up. So Jacqueline, yes, Amber Rose dated Kanye West, and who was that other one? Who was that other black man? These black men. This is my problem.
He's
Wait.
from California. He smoked a lot of weed with Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my problem with black men in entertainment. You are Kanye West brought her out of obscurity from somewhere. Was it Wiz Khalifa first and then Kanye, or I don't know. But either way, they are culture vultures that use black celebrities. And then my problem is, after you've had children with this person, and then their children go have children with other white people, now 2 generations in, all that wealth that you created is gone from the black community. Gone. Didn't Kobe Bryant father just pass away? Broke.
Right, the nicest way I can say it is what I just put up there. They empower the wrong character women. Like, they empower people who are not invested in their culture, their family, their history, their legacies, and they empower them to take on the representation of their family that they create together. So that's what happened with Kobe and his family. He empowered her because he shared with her his most vulnerabilities and disagreements and all them gripes with his family. Not the core of what family is supposed to be to anyone, but he shared that with her, and when he passed away, she took that on and went with it. So no matter
we don't know the details.
I'm just
My entire point is, after 2 generations, the wealth is circulated back into the white community. We still have nothing. After you did all that work to become the superior athlete that you could be, and then you don't think that you could like have a black wife. And also, this is what I can't remember that video I saw. You know who controls the media, who controls the sports, who controls everything. They line these women up and say, choose one, pick one. And everything they could pick from, I mean, you see what they're doing. Why do they all look this? It's like a cookie cutter wife. Why is that?
It's really reinforcing these gender roles, the traditional patriarchy kind of. People don't really see it because they don't really want to, but we've had explanations for this, like since Engels and Marx and stuff. They've been saying that all these like rituals that they're putting us through like that are very much intended to reinforce the status quo that is keeping all this inequality in place. But then people want to chalk it up as just a cultural thing or not really economic in nature. I don't know.
I've also heard, Sean, I mean, this is going to be touched upon on Ty Smith and Jasmine's podcast, that they are like vetting these athletes to make sure you aren't, like you don't feel like you need to be a voice for your community. Like, are you okay with just being a patsy? Okay, we're going to push you through. Like, that's part of the criteria for getting into the NBA. Yeah, the gatekeepers, for getting into this and that. We are way off track.
Yeah.
We are on their show, and we need to get back to ours.
Right.
So let me
just real quick before we get away from that, because you brought up the whole
Okay.
foundational Black American thing. I think we
Sure.
should revisit this topic. I don't know if you've watched the Political Matrix podcast at all. They did like a fiery response to this kind of topic. So I think I'd like to have you kind of watch their
Send me the link.
what they did, what they said, and then you can let me know what your reaction kind of thing. But we'll put a pin in that, and we'll come back to this. What are we here today?
Yeah,
supposed to be talking
Okay, I'm sorry. One last thing. Thank you, Jacqueline. Okay, they don't want another Colin Kaepernick. They don't want another. I mean, Colin Kaepernick is the newest one, but we can go back in history for all of these people that have been political athletes, and they were met with vitriol, right? They don't want another Curry, Irving, all kind. Let me just say this real
We're gonna
quick.
get off topic again, but go ahead.
I know. I just want to say this one thing. That goddamn picture with him with his fist up made me so fucking angry because, first of all, you already took the word woke and twisted it and made it into something that it isn't, made it into something bad. But you got the nerve to put up your fist
Try and
and
take everything
and
that's
take that from us.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's a
was
strategy for sure, but people will kind of brush it off. No, it was just coincidence. Stop it with the moral relativism, people. So, anyways, what
okay.
are we
I'm
trying
done.
to
Okay, I'm done.
get
Okay,
back
I'm done.
to? What
Let's
we're
get back
talking
to it.
about? Chris Cuomo here? Or,
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I'm sorry. It's gonna
yeah,
be a
we're
while.
on Stephen.
Yeah,
Because
it's gonna
I
be.
didn't know his name, so it's hard for me to even think of what Stephen A. Smith
Hey,
there.
Mastermind. Good to see
Sorry.
you.
I'm as irrelevant to him as he is to me. So
All right. So here we go. Give me a second. All right, here we go.
Before he was taken out by Secret Service snipers, former President Trump went to social media and called for national unity in a post Sunday morning saying, quote, "In this moment, it is more important than ever that we stand united and show our true characters as Americans, remaining strong and determined and not allowing evil to win." Needless to say, we heard from President Biden as well, who echoed the sentiments of unity in an address to the nation last night from the Oval Office. Take a look.
We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, and God forbid, a killing field.
You know, I've had a lot of thoughts, obviously, since the attempted assassination took place this weekend. Thank God Donald Trump was not killed. First of all, we don't wish that on anybody as human beings. I don't give a damn what your political ideology is, where
I'm
you stand,
so
whatever the
tired
case may be.
of
You don't
everyone
wish that on anybody. And so
fucking
thank
kissing the
God.
ring.
Go ahead.
Everyone's got to take their turn to kiss the ring. Thank God that Donald Trump has not become to harm. Oh, thank the Lord that our system is so much still working so fine, whatever, that this bullet did not just destroy everything. We're all so grateful that we are still on this fucking crazy, whatever, train wreck. Like everything is falling apart around us. And then everyone is so grateful that is still going to continue. fuck you.
Exactly. That's why I wanted you to see this. So, this is Michael's like live reaction. I've seen it, but this is Michael's live reaction. So, um, let's
Well, I get
keep
to
going.
actually, instead of just ranting at a TV when I'm not live and no one just kind of sound like a crazy man, I get to actually share my reactions.
Your opinion, your reactions. Yes, please keep going.
That Donald Trump was not killed. He's fortunate in that regard. And to be quite honest with you, as a nation, we're very, very fortunate. Because when you talk about chaos and mayhem, and Lord knows what other words that you can associate with such a thing, if that man, if Mr. Crooks, who is now deceased, had succeeded in taking out the presumptive GOP nominee for the presidency of the United States of America, if he had pulled that off, who knows what state of affairs would exist in this country today? Who knows what kind of chaos would have reigned because of it? Who knows? So thank the good Lord that Donald Trump was not killed and that he is alive and still.
So that makes me think
That man said, "Thank the good Lord."
then he's saying,
You know what's
who knows, makes me think of a logical fallacy. It sounds like an appeal to uncertainty, but you go ahead,
No, keep. I was just thinking. He thanked the good Lord. Now the good Lord did not give a goddamn about so many things in history, and I could riddle them off. Y'all all know what they are.
Yeah.
But thank the good Lord that Donald Trump didn't get shot and killed. But that other dude, yeah, we'll just pray for his family, whatever. But whatever. That's how it feels. And what? I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's nervous laughter. Because if you don't laugh, you would cry.
Yeah. I stopped
This
laughing
shit
a long
is so
time ago.
ridiculous.
And it's like I kind of need to learn to laugh again because I'm like being I soak in it too much, right? I end up sulking about all this instead of being able to laugh about it and not let it literally pin you down.
Not let it literally eat away inside of your body.
Right.
You laugh.
Yeah.
Because the shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're not
it
a bad
makes you
person for laughing. No.
right. It makes you angry, but it's also like
Some
if you
people
let
get offended when you laugh at like, how could you laugh at this stuff? But then it's you just gotta explain to them. It's like laughter is a coping mechanism. We all know that.
because if you don't laugh at this stuff, then you're gonna be like this dude over there. Wait, am I pointing the right way? There we go. Over there. Actually, and
That
I'm
looks like
not
a
even
kid who
sure.
didn't laugh enough. Maybe.
I'm not even sure if that's the dude, but whatever. That's just my opinion. Okay, let's go.
Free to pursue the presidency or return to the presidency of the United States of America. We'll get that out of the way first. Secondly, talking about this kid right here, 20 years old. I'm just looking at some of the notes that I researched. 20 years old, from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, mid-sized town of roughly 33,000 residents, about 45 miles south of the Butler Farm Showgrounds where the shooting took place. He worked, Mr. Crooks, worked as a dietary aide at Bethel Park Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation Center not far from his home. He graduated from Bethel Park High School in 20, described him as a, quote, relentlessly bullied loner who loved playing video games and hunting.
Yeah, how long is this?
We've had many conversations about the detrimental effects of bullying.
It is like pretty long, so we are going to have to try and figure out which parts to speed up and skip over.
No, I'm a jump.
Sorry.
I got it. Give me a sec.
I've never seen I don't know which parts are good or not. This part of the thing is.
Well, one thing about this part is how he's emphasizing how much of a loner he is. That is racist in and of itself.
Well,
in
we should probably
America.
talk about the incels with this situation there, because everyone's got some pretty bad stereotypes, and everyone's kind of like one of their favorite kicking boys is the stereotypical incel. So we feel better about our sexuality apparently when we mock those who have a hard time having the ability to have as much sex as us. So there's a serious element of ableism in the whole problem of incels. And then people kind of blame the individual instead of the collective for the situation. So they want to say you failed as a human being for being able to use your dick or whatever properly. So yeah, there's a whole need for education about incels, and I think like there's like with police violence and stuff, they want to do all kinds of violent things that create people like this, like they force people to live in isolation. They don't give people opportunities, and it's part of the enforcing this type of economy. And then when you have people that are being forcibly created like that, and then you mock them when you didn't give them the opportunity to be a different kind of person, what the fuck are we doing? Like, sorry, you're muted there, Abby. Can you? I don't know if you're having more technical difficulties or.
I appreciate. No. I was muted because it's really cold in here. Okay, thank you. It's really cold in here. Um, no, I appreciate what you're saying. Because that is an aspect of it,
Yeah.
right? But I was thinking more of a political aspect of how they. I mean, there are brown and black people and yellow people that feel that same way. They ain't running around killing folk like this.
It seems like
I
an
mean,
interesting thing. What I want to know is if this kid was on SSRIs. Okay, this is one of those things. He probably had some kind of depression if he was taking antidepressants. There's a known correlation, and seeming like a potential causation, cause and effect, since it's the sort of thing, not just correlation. Where sometimes people with their whatever mental health issues, when you give them antidepressants, there's too many of them that are becoming mass shooters for it to be unrelated to the drugs that you're putting in them to supposedly correct their thinking. Okay, but yeah.
So I wasn't trying to imply that it's just, because there are some brown and black people that do that too. But what my thing is from a political standpoint, um, they always make the white person that shoots somebody a loner. But if it was a brown and black person, then everybody in the Muslim community, the black community has to answer for it. Every single one of y'all, like put them up against the wall.
Yeah. There's no
Against
such thing as
the
a loner
wall.
from the BIPOC communities there. They're all always in it together. And then when a white guy does it, whatever, plausible deniability, whatever, I don't know that guy,
That
Got
makes me
nothing to do
think
with
of
me.
my favorite album, Pink Floyd.
Well, which
Look at that one over there. He don't look right. Against the wall. You don't know Pink Floyd? The Wall?
I know some of. I'm not as big into the classic rock as a lot of people. I like some of classic rock, but it's more my dad's and my brother's kind of style, and I prefer the. I guess I'd like to differentiate myself in a sense from them, and so I like the more modern metal and rock, and yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
grow
have
up
to hear.
hearing those old songs over and over again, you get tired of them too. So some people don't. Some people will listen to those till the day they die. So the Beatles, I can't really stand the Beatles that much. Like,
Michael, this is not no Beatles shit I'm talking about.
no, I know Pink Floyd's way different. I was saying like those really mainstream, like it's these old rock artists are kind of like recycled to the point where I'm getting the impression like they're being used to prevent people from discovering other artists. Like, I don't know.
You know, we are like almost an hour in. We haven't even got 2 minutes into this damn.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, let me let me go back.
let's go ahead and
Okay,
do the thing.
okay. Oh, but this is a good discussion.
I'm not upset with being on tangent today.
Yeah, we're just ranting. I feel like we're on our. I feel like I'm mastermind. I feel like I'm cheating on you. I feel like this is civilian discourse. We're just ranting
Yeah, well, I didn't have
all
time
over
to
the
think.
place.
I couldn't focus today because I was so hungover to be able to look for noteworthy stuff today.
Thank you.
I just, you know,
Okay, well, thank you. No,
gotta try
no,
to
I
keep
need
it
you. I
professional.
need you. All right, so here we go.
Anything like that. In my opinion,
Oh,
the shooter, he just handed Donald Trump the election. That is what I believe. Of course, I don't know that as fact. Of course, things could change. But in my opinion, he just handed Donald Trump the election. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't buy. I've been in media for 30 years. You can't buy a better photo than what Donald Trump has at his disposal as we speak. He goes to the ground. He's got blood on his right ear, looked like it got nicked, which is what he said, it pierced his ear. He gets up. He looks disheveled. All right.
pause. Look at that. Okay, first of all, nobody knows Hollywood and Hollyweird like Donald Trump. I mean, the reason he picked his candidate was because he wrote that book and had a movie and said he's an actor. He said that. I didn't say it. He did. But look at this. Look. Okay, if I looked at this like really hard, okay, if I get nicked on my ear and I'm down, ain't that blood gonna be like all the way down?
Yeah,
Why
I'm not
is it
enough of a
why
forensic. I gotta
there's
talk to my
nothing
cousin.
there and then it just like
I
it just
haven't talked to
doesn't
my
look
cousin in a
real to
long time.
me.
She's a forensic kind of like a criminal forensics worker. So she would be the right person to talk to about that. She might not really work with like ballistics necessarily. Might have a different type of expertise, but that's the kind of thing that you can speculate on. But unless you actually talk to the expert, this is the thing. People have that whole thing about do your own research. There are some things you can't do your own research with unless you go to school to be able to do that research. Some research is beyond the average person, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But anyway, like
Okay, I'm
we're
gonna keep.
talking about like gun ballistics, whatever angles are, you have to know physics. Like I don't like physics is cool, but I don't know physics well enough to be able to do that analysis. And I'll be honest to people and say that I can't instead of pretend like I can so that I can get some clicks and views.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced, but okay,
Yeah.
let me keep going.
Yeah, it's good. It's valid for.
Clearly,
Oops, sorry.
No, it's okay. Like there's a thing about if you don't, if you're not an expert, you don't have the right to speak on it, and I don't agree with that. A lot of
I
people
don't agree with that either.
get way carried away, and you don't have.
I got eyes.
You're allowed to be wrong, right? And it's actually important. It's useful to listen to people who are wrong, so you can hear, so you can learn and develop. Like that's one of the things about the Occam's razor thing, whatever. Like you need to
Mhm.
hear from perspectives that you think are flawed. Even though you know that they're flawed, you can still get to a more sophisticated truth with like you got to start with the simple to get to the complex, right? So
Mm. We talked about that. Okay.
taken aback by what happened, and rightfully so. Blood trickling down his ears and the right side of his face, surrounded by Secret Service agents, raises his fist, is shrivel, cringing his face up, fight, fight, fight. He says it 3 times. And while raising his fist, surrounded by Secret Service agents, the American flag is behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't buy that. You can't buy a better photo than that if you're a politician. You can't buy a better photo than that. Look at the video of him raising his fist.
Stolen
Look at
valor.
the crowd going crazy behind him. Look at them saying, yeah, 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 and then listen to the pundits on TV talking about how strong, how vibrant, how courageous. And they were using these words.
With HoneyBook, you can make sure your marketing business is as polished and professional
sorry.
as you really are.
Oh,
Here's
no worries. I love that
refuse-
skip ad button.
Look, I refuse to pay YouTube for no commercials. I refuse.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of paying, looks like if we want to be streaming on Twitter,
Finally,
we're
it was
gonna
the
have to pay for a premium account. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, so
Not
we're
to
no
distract.
longer on Twitter because evidently we have to pay for an account now. We used to stream on YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. And then today when we start streaming, X, Twitter, whatever, said we have to have a premium account to stream there. So, I mean, we don't have money for that.
No.
I mean, I'm paying to stream here for 3 accounts. So I'm just gonna pick another account, I guess.
I had to get through this week with only $40, and it was not good. I feel like shit from it because I needed to go to the grocery store and I couldn't afford to. So I guess I gotta quit fucking drinking, but whatever.
I mean, you need something to get
Need
through
money.
the
That's what I need.
goddamn day.
I gotta set up some kind of fucking grifter PayPal thing or whatever. Unfortunately, send me a donation kind of thing, not to be like everybody else or whatever, but by not being like everybody else, I'm literally allowing myself to kind of starve to death a little bit because I'm too proud to ask for money or whatever. So maybe
I know
next
we
week.
don't do that here.
No, I know, but it's like I don't know what to do or what not to do, and then by not doing, it's like
By
I'm
not doing that, we're doing ourselves a disservice.
yeah, it doesn't
This
matter.
time is money.
Because YouTube takes all our money, right? We if this was more like a public utility, we would be able to do this like as actual work, and people should be respected for doing this as actual work because it is labor and whatnot. But everybody has to have their head up their ass when it comes to understanding fucking labor and politics, economics and stuff. Everyone has to have this idea that, well, Marx might have had some good points or whatever, but we can't kind of acknowledge how right he was about everything. Like that would be just too beyond the pale.
Yeah, it like we don't just jump on the stream. We take time and research stuff and look up stuff and it
It's all
takes a
about getting to
day.
work for free, though. You got to justify why people should be working for free, or whatever, and then you can convince yourself. Then they don't need to work on you anymore because you do all the propaganda, like labor for free, right? Of convincing yourself that you should be a slave. So
Yeah, I don't wanna complain. We're working on it.
yeah, let's finish this. Let's let this guy.
antithesis of what they've been saying
I'm sorry, I mean
about President Biden.
Go ahead.
Now you see right there what Donald Trump's statement was on his Truth social media page in the aftermath of what transpired. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement officials for their rapid response in the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. This is what he...
Okay, let's be clear. Donald Trump knows the power of Hollywood. We said this already. It does seem far-fetched, but I'm still not convinced. Listen to how Stephen A is talking. who is not a friend to black athletes, sets up the image for all of us to see. You'll never see anything like this again, with the blood and the fist and the flag. Man, get out my face.
Well, I think maybe as a Golden Monarch, I was seeing him. I don't know where I saw. I think he mentioned something about, maybe posted something about a Bitcoin. Somebody
Oh, he
shorted
did.
somebody. Somebody
Oh,
shorted
yes, yes,
a huge
yes,
amount of money just right before this, like the day before the assassination. Those kinds of things are
yes.
those conspiracy rabbit holes that I really need people to take seriously, because it's not so far fetched when, like, if it's a conspiracy, like, the people can be charged with a crime for conspiracy. Like, there are real, like, if there's actual conspiracy going, the evidence would be something like financial motivation, right? Sorry, insider trading. So
Yes. So okay. So that is a thing. So what he's talking about is they shorted the stock of True Social. So
right.
if if people don't know about what a short means, it's like you're betting against a company that the company's stocks are going to fall, and if the company stocks fall, you make a lot of money off of it. So that does give me pause that if they shorted Donald Trump's True Social stocks like 2 or 3 days before the shooting, somebody knew something.
It Foreknowledge is the point, the crucial evidence, whatever. That if somebody had enough foreknowledge of the unfolding of events about to happen, to be able to make decisions to make millions of dollars off of it, kind of thing, then it shows that they had the premeditated intention to ensure that this crime took place or whatever. Because I think you're supposed to. I don't know if it's the same in the States. If you have knowledge of a criminal plot, you're allegedly supposed to disclose this
I
information.
I still don't trust him because he could have like he could have uh like a holding or whatever where he shorted his own goddamn stock. I still don't trust it. I don't trust him. Period. But yeah. Um, Wait, hold on. Mastermind said, okay, GameStop. I bought GameStop stock because I was like, fuck them. When they were trying to,
Yeah, that's Jack.
when they were on like Reddit and saying this, they're trying to short GameStop and it was an AMC. I went and bought AMC and GameStop stock on purpose just as a form of protest. I ain't really got no money like that, but that was my way of sticking it to the man.
Insider assets.
Uh-huh. Okay, so should I go back to the thing?
Yeah, let's
Let me
get
go
a few
back to
more.
the thing because we haven't even got halfway through this.
Yeah, I don't know how much we're gonna
He's
get
doing.
out of it, but let's squeeze a bit more juice
Okay.
from the lemon.
There's not a word in there that he said that we can refute. And he brought up somebody that was injured. This individual was killed. Shots rang out, and he literally jumped to save his wife, to cover his wife and his 2 children. And he got hit in the head and he was killed. My condolences to him, to his family, and to him, of course, and to those who were injured at the rally as well. But make no mistake about it, Donald Trump, in my opinion, secured the presidency with this. A Donald Trump that was impeached.
So man, you had some stuff to pull up, right? Because I feel like they don't give a goddamn about that sacrificial lamb. He's just like the cost of doing business. They play like they do, but do they really? Do they really care? Because if they did, they would do something about all of this.
Hello, Bryce, by
What?
the way.
Hi, Bryce. I mean, Obama had the nerve to go on national TV and tell us, yeah, well, oh, hold on, before I say that. And then, Abby, didn't you notice the prices of AMC and GameStop drop eventually and exchanges prevented users from buying, selling? Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't do it because I thought I was gonna make money. I did it because I can't stand the system. I lost money, no doubt. But at the time, I had money to lose. Now, right now, I do not. I do not.
That's why people say there's no such thing as having money, a time where there's money to lose, because then when you could use that money, could you really
Now I can use it,
afford
but
to have lost it? But
I feel like it was worth it.
yeah, money and loss aversion, like you gotta not worry too much about what it could have been. Like had you done something different, it didn't happen that way. So you
What did they say? What was
can't.
that movie? No regrets.
I don't know which one, but
Oh, you don't know that movie?
I don't know what reference. Maybe I do, but I don't quite. I've seen so many movies and I forget too much stuff. So I don't know.
He had no. It was supposed to be no regrets tattooed
Oh,
like
tattoo.
across here, but
Mm,
they spelled the word regrets wrong. It said no regrets.
mm,
You don't know that movie? What's the
I
name
don't
of
think
that
they're.
movie?
I don't know.
It was hilarious. But anyway, um, who is exactly the trading places when Mortimer said stop the stock exchange? I don't know that reference. No regrets. Was it no regrets? This week alone, lots of privileged professional managerial class people who stay politically neutral came out loud and hashtag MAGA. Hinkle. Now I don't know those other. I don't know Max. Whatever. Hold on, Tasha. You're taking me too fast.
All right, I'm
Jackson
coming.
Hinkle.
Jackson Hinkle. I had to like talk to him on Twitter. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or have you been MAGA all along? Like, I was so confused.
Hinkle's a moron, and it bothers me that so many people want to take him so seriously. Like, I got respect for the Midwestern Marks guys
Hairman Hinkle.
until they go around kind of
Take it down.
simping after Hinkle and Haas from Infrared and stuff. It's
Hairman
difficult
Hinkle.
for me to continue to respect the people who are kind of being taken in. I feel like Hinkle's just a fucking idiot con, but people feel the need to suck that dick, I guess.
You know,
Like I know I'm just a nobody who's not gonna accomplish any kind of movement building, right? So I guess that frees my tongue a little bit to criticize people. But
I have been saying this for the last 2 weeks. Are you post-duopoly or not? Because it's starting to feel like you're cosplaying as post-duopoly, making money for Republicans. It's
yeah,
starting to feel that way.
I think people kind of forget
I'm
their principles after a while. They just sort of they don't
I'm glad.
realize like they're doing something out of strategy and pragmatism, and then they don't realize how much that is actually not practical and is destroying their credibility and taking them away from their intention because they think the strategy is going to work, and then there's a sunk cost fallacy associated with. But maybe it will pay off if we keep going. Eventually, you got to cut your losses and get back to yourself. Like,
I'm just glad people in the chat are saying this, like other people are seeing it, because I thought I was like on an island by myself. And it felt really fucking weird.
well, this is why it's good to it's good to share these thoughts because you won't realize how you'll think that you're alone when you're not, right? So,
Can you put up that mastermind?
yeah, well said,
wait.
Cookies.
What? It's hard to get a movement going with everyone you want to work with. Sell out quicker. We don't make any money. We've never. How long have we been doing this? For at least
It'll be a year in
almost
November.
a year.
It'll be
A year in November.
But we're like
We haven't made.
three-quarters.
We
going
haven't
on
made
3
not one dime. In fact, we're losing money because we're paying for a stream.
And there's the problem about you lose the money that you're not earning by doing, like by spending this time freely instead of the
He's
time
you hear that?
I could have gotten a second job. I could be need to do kind of labor that's not breaking my back anymore. So
you were
even though like kitchen work's not construction, but still. Sorry.
You were in and out. Hold on, Tosh Schmidt. I want to see some things. Okay. Oh, Tosh Schmidt, I asked you to hold on. Thank you. Kim Iverson's always been an island to herself, not Abby. Kim Iverson is the one. I wanted to grab this because Kim Iverson was the one who went on Breeze talking like simping for RFK Jr. I could not understand it, and I wanted to do a podcast with you about that, remember? And then we got off track because there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I haven't really been following her as much, but had I been paying attention to what she's been saying lately,
it was like
because there are things I
couldn't even believe it.
There are things she has said that I've been able to be like, okay, this woman seems decent, but then she'll maybe have this kind of take, like she did with Brie, and it's like, I don't fuck with you anymore.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? I was so confused about what. All right, go to Monarch. Maybe we should do that. We probably should do more streams because there's so much going. But do we have the time? And we're doing it all for free. Like we still have lives.
Yeah.
But
that's
anyway,
okay. Some things get away from us.
Okay. Some things get away from us, and that's okay. And then it was another one that I wanted to. So also go to Monarch. This was before RB and Drama. Yes. We started before RB and Drama and decided to continue because we believe in this work. So yes. So should we get back to the
Might as well.
We're an hour and 20 minutes in and we haven't even got how many minutes into this?
We'll probably just have to
we're 11 minutes into an hour of content that we wanted to cover. How did that happen?
It's okay. It's like maybe I think like day after I drink so much, I might be a little bit more nutty kind of thing, like harder to have focus my thoughts in one single direction kind of thing. I might be a little more chaotic. So
he says he disagrees about goal.
It's a problem with capitalism, really. It's like we feel we can't really accomplish anything without the capital, and then what do we need to do to get the capital? And we're gonna have to do some unclean things. Not gonna appreciate it, but you got to do what you got to do, which is circular reasoning. But people love that. So
yeah, I mean, I spent 3 hours prepping for this, and we haven't gotten 15 minutes into what I prepped for.
That's okay.
That's crazy to me. But we're having fun. So let's just get in the chats and see what they have to say. So can I do the chat real quick? I just want to hear what That is the difference between you and people like Hinkle Abidou. You have nothing to gain but to do this out of the desire to make. Thank you, Bad Cookies. I really appreciate that, because when I look at some of these people, I'm like, what? You are not the person I started following in the beginning. What has happened to you?
Yeah, like RBN in a sense is like that, where when I started watching them a few years ago, I think that they were a little bit different people, and they were more what I wanted to be viewing. But then as things have changed, I think mostly they just kind of are being a little bit too committed to pushing the Green Party and stuff. But beyond that, there's just a couple things like their interactions with Hinkle and stuff that I feel is they've lost a little bit of the Marxist Leninism, I guess. But this is where a lot of people kind of don't really see that as important anyways, and feel like people should be abandoning that. Like if Bad Cookie's more of an anarchist, right? A lot of people consider that like the more Marxist stuff to kind of be what's holding people back in a sense. But then some of us who do appreciate the communism are kind of wanting more people to maintain that and build on it as opposed to abandoning it. So it's difficult to know what's the right thing to do.
I don't know how to I like, I wouldn't even be able to find it now, but I had commented on something Hinkle said, and I was just like, I was so appalled. Like, who are you right now? How can you say this? What are you doing?
I think the main
And
schism that they really
it's not just him.
like the real big problem there is the issue about should like the white Marxists be spending so much airtime on like Black and Indigenous and LGBTQ issues that to them it starts to feel like you're kind of pandering to the minorities that don't have enough clout to get the revolution to actually happen. So then like Hinkle and Hawes from Infrared and them are kind of starting to push right-wing reactionary like homophobic
For
like we don't
money,
respect
for
these
money,
people.
for money.
Yeah, right. And then that is compromising the actual integrity of the like the communism of the movement kind of thing. And then it's disastrous when you let that happen. But then people will argue, they'll say, no, it doesn't compromise anything. It's not tailism at all. This is actually the winning strategy. And that disagreement is what a CIA person would want us to be squabbling over, like the fucking Stalin Trotsky debate, endlessly bickering over something that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's the question, actually, to put it in the Marxist, I think the dialectical terminology would be the difference between like a class reductionist or like what is the primary contradiction. So if the primary contradiction is capitalism, then we're supposed to be trying to reduce things to the analysis to capitalism or whatever, so that like when we instead of blaming people things on race and gender and stuff, we understand that the root of the problem comes from class divide. But then people say you're being too class reductionist, you're not acknowledging race and stuff like that. And so they're saying you're not being Marxist enough by allowing us to reduce things to class. And then you're saying you're not being Marxist when you throw out the baby in the bathwater of the race problem. And then we don't really resolve this issue. It's not good. So
You know what they're reminding me of? What it's starting to feel like? These like anti DEI people, they just sound like, shut the fuck up, nigga. That's what they sound like to me. Shut the fuck up and come along with us for what we want. It don't matter what issues you have. That's not of our concern. If you come along with us, we'll bring we are here and you are there. If you just come along with us, we'll raise you up with us.
Mhm.
But in order for us to bring you along, you better shut the fuck up.
It's this whole thing like we'll take care of your concerns after the revolution.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Trust
That's
me, bro.
why the anarchists don't trust the Marxist Leninists, because they just don't have a reason to, really, because
Trust me,
especially with the
bro.
history, they probably won't give you what you're asking for after the revolution, to be honest, right? That's the problem. So
They
we can't
never,
let them
they
do.
never have.
Then we can't help you have this revolution if you're not going to give us what we need after it. Duh. Like,
Duh. And how, like, you think we coming along with you with that attitude? Nah, we good. You can get the fuck on.
but then we, unfortunately, because we have not been able to resolve that contradiction in our own movements, we're stuck with the status quo. So I would appreciate it if we could figure out who's right and wrong about that, how to move forward, and then graciously do such a thing without having to constantly say, "See, I told you so," whatever. You were the one who was wrong, and I was like, let the ego die sometimes, right?
Well, who has the ego?
Well, we all do. That's the thing. We want to try, like, the Marxist
deep.
Leninists want to say that Trotsky is the
Think
reason
deeper.
why things
Think
didn't work.
deeper.
It's like,
Think deeper.
but there's
Okay, I'm sorry.
I guess some have bigger ego. There is a problem that there are people that are more of the problem than others, and then you want to do the both sides thing, then you get to be in fallacious logic. So thank you for calling that out on me, right? There's when there's more of a responsibility from the white supremacy, there's maybe some of the correction in thinking has to come more from those who are being swayed by this white supremacy, as opposed to telling the black Marxists that, well, you're guilty of some of this stuff too. We're holding each other back. Where it's like the nuance is difficult because, like, neither, like, we're not, both sides are not perfect, right? But there is more of blame on one side than the other, and until we can acknowledge that, we're also not really going to move forward. So
Okay, well, where's the blame on the side? Let's just be real.
The class production, I think, is the problem. Where I think
Let's
Mao
just be real.
Mao made a good point about how the primary contradiction might be capitalism or like imperialism, but then it is such a
And
thing.
what-
There is such a possibility for another contradiction to temporarily, or in a certain context, like a nation like the States, for the primary contradiction to be superseded by something like race. And then race has to be dealt with maybe before the real primary contradiction of capitalism, because that's like the strategy in the States, is to elevate race to the point where you can't deal with capital because everything's been made about race. So you have to.
Okay, so capitalism would not exist without racism and exploitation. Rondo, hook me up in the chat. Capitalism cannot exist without race and exploitation. Marxism was not an idea of its own. Karl Marx went to Africa and saw how they behaved in their tribes, took that and created Marxism. Come on now. Let's talk. Capitalism is about exploitation. Wasn't nobody exploiting nobody like that until colonialism waved through the entire of America. I mean, there was indentured servitude, of course. Indentured servitude and feudalism. Okay, that's completely different from chattel slavery. I'm just saying, Rondo, come on, where you at, Rondo? Until the age of discovery.
Well, kind of feels like maybe the age of I don't know if there's like a historical term for that, but it feels like we're in an age of discovery nowadays. If all the censorship would kind of come to an end, like they're really struggling to prevent that age from coming, right?
That's a really good point, Sean. Race isn't intrinsic to capitalism.
Well, remember about the time
Intrinsic means natural.
like inherent, like it's
Wait, hold on. I have to look it up.
But that's what you just said.
Huh?
You just said that.
Well, I like to make sure I know words. Intrinsic define. I like to make sure I know words.
looks like we're doing a little
Intrinsic
bit.
doesn't mean necessary. I think
Oh
it
yeah,
means
age of
natural or
discovery,
something.
like the what for the colonialism or like the discovering of the new world stuff. I see.
Uh-oh.
A new world.
But it wasn't a new world. But okay. Intrinsic. I'm waiting. I'm sorry, guys. My Wi-Fi I think is shutting down again, so we might need to cut this short.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's okay.
Is the Wi-Fi okay over there? It is.
Yeah.
Why is mine spinning? Can you look up the word intrinsic then? I'm far behind. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I looked up this age of discovery because Rondo was telling me to real quick.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
age of discovery was also known as the age of exploration. It's part of the early modern period and largely overlapping with the age of sail. I don't know. It was a period from approximately the late 15th century to the 17th century during which seafarers from a number of European countries explored, colonized, and conquered regions across the globe. So that pretty much sums it up.
Is he talking about like the silk trade or?
You just talking like the age
Wait,
of
the silk
discovery.
trade was, when was the silk trade? Intrinsic says, yeah, natural. That's what I said. Naturally essential. So who said something about intrinsic? Oh,
He agreed with you. That's all he said.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so
Race
late
is
now.
intrinsic to capitalism. So
Wow.
yeah, we have to remember when capitalism was born, right? Like the 16th century or whatever it is, right at the same time as this age of discovery, and then all that colonization happened. For someone to deny a connection there is just not very, like, it doesn't stand up to, it doesn't hold water, right?
I see, Mastermind, you were actually agreeing with me. I just
And
like
Rondo.
got caught up on the word intrinsic. So thank
And
you.
Rondo.
Oh, and Rondo. Thank you.
Where
I
I'm
sometimes I get caught up in words because I want to make sure, like, you got to define words.
and because that's a definition that's been created, like that could have meant anything, but they've decided to make that term mean specifically this thing. So then you have to kind of learn the context of the expression or whatever. So.
It was a period from approximately the late 15th century to the 17th century during which seafarers from a number of European countries explored, colonized, conquered regions across the globe. Okay, the age of discovery. The fact that they call it the age of discovery is quite intriguing because
It's like propaganda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Columbus. You didn't discover shit. It's the age of exploration would
You
be a
call it
better term for that.
the flood of the bloodbath, like whatever. You can get real descriptive if you want. Like it was a genocide of the Native Americans, right? Like, but as the age of discovery.
Right. I'm sorry. Put that back up because we needed something like P. Diddy is intrinsic to Guy Grape. Bad cookies is so bad. And so is Mastermind. We needed that like little pause. Oh my gosh. Uh that's what is it? Santorum. Don't get me started, bad cookies.
Well, we're
It's
trying
the
to
age of
wrap it up
Santorum.
shortly, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, we didn't even get 10 minutes into what we were talking about, and we've already been over here for almost.
Well, we could
Uh,
try and get back into it, but I
uh,
see you
I
kind of
can.
lost
I
it, or
can.
yeah, you want to
Nope,
bring it back up, or
I'm good.
because we got like what 20 more minutes, and then we typically wrap up around 2 hours. So I don't know what everyone else has got going on tonight. It's probably like Sabby and INN got streams going.
Oh, yeah, like other people got streams going.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you had fun so far. But okay, let's go.
Twice. A Donald Trump that had a $454 million settlement levied against him. A Donald Trump that was convicted on 34 felony counts, yet was still the presumptive GOP nominee. That Donald Trump is now a martyr. You slice it any way you want to. If you're talking about America and the kind of impact visual have on our society, good or bad, as a politician, it don't get any better than the picture by the Associated Press, by the way, that you see of Donald Trump surrounded by Secret Service agents, raising his fist, imploring folks to continue to fight with the American flag behind him. It doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not using words like better and stuff like that inappropriately, because obviously I'm not talking about his shooting. That in and of itself is egregious and awful and heinous. I'm talking about the photo thereafter. As a politician, it doesn't get it. You can't find a better photo than that. You just can't. And so this is where we are. And if you are President Biden, boy, you've got your work cut out for you now. Because the courts in Florida just ruled that Donald Trump can't be prosecuted for taking the files out of the White House to his Mar-a-Lago estate. So you can't go after him for that any longer. Okay, that's no longer an issue. That's no longer something you can get at him about. We already know he lost the New York City hush money trial for falsifying business records. Those were the 34 felony counts that I told you about. He still has the Capitol riot in the 2020 election case. What you think that's going to be like? What DA is going to be able to bring Donald Trump into court at this moment? Think about that. Think about that. The GOP, the Republican National Convention, starts tonight in Milwaukee. He's going to name his VP running mate.
And that's been a
He's
mess.
going to give a speech Thursday. And it will no longer be presumptive. He will be officially the GOP nominee. How you going to rush him into court for the 2020 election case now? He still has a Georgia 2020 election interference case. How you going to run that against him now? Tell me what prosecutor is going to be able to justify to the American public taking a presidential candidate and the GOP nominee in.
You can sell this.
You see, there's a problem there. Since the ad's given me a moment to step in there, they're in a catch-22. They're fucked no matter what, because if they
Who is they? When you say they,
the court system as far as prosecuting Trump. Thank you. I got to clarify that, but they have to, like, if they don't make the decision that they like through their process, then they kind of acknowledge that the law can be decided by somebody else, and it's not really them who has the authority, kind of thing. But then if they do maintain their authority and make a decision regardless of what's happened in the public opinion and stuff, that like they could, like by making their decision to maintain their authority, they could destroy their credibility of like the whole country. Like they really don't have a good play no matter what they do. They're gonna have to probably let Trump expose the judicial system as weak and useless, because otherwise they're like going to be too, like they're going to, like the people aren't going to let them throw Trump away and swallow the key or whatever. So I don't know. I'm kind of rambling now, so maybe you want to step in there.
It's okay. I'm gonna start it over again because it's like they are. Well, I'll just say it's why it's to me. It's why it all seems so fishy. I still don't believe it. I just don't.
Just have to develop my thought
It's
on that a
like
little more, but yeah.
I just don't believe it. The way he walked in, like he was in the WWE with John McMahon. What's his name? Ed McMahon. Like it all looked so theater to me. I just don't believe him. I don't trust him. I don't believe him. I don't trust any of these people. They are, in the way that people are salivating over them is scary and disgusting.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me keep going. So I scooted along a little bit.
We wouldn't get so distracted if the ads didn't keep interrupting us.
Yeah.
Here's the last point that I wanted to make before we have our next guest on,
That's
because
the
it's
one I
something that's
want you
very,
to
very
see.
important. You know, I watched a lot of news over the last 48 hours.
Here we
And
go.
we've
This is the
seen a
point.
lot of political
Oh,
pundits
that's the point.
and politicians over the airwaves waxing poetically about we need to tone down the rhetoric. I just played you the sound from the president of the United States saying we got to tone down the rhetoric and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the American public is getting lectured on what we need to do to dial back the rhetoric. I don't disagree with that sentiment. I don't disagree with that sentiment at all. But I'll be damned if I don't disagree, or I don't at least have a problem, rather, with the politicians and the pundits who have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to stick their big faces in front of a camera and think they get to lecture us when they're the ones who instigate all of this. It's them.
Oh, Stephen
It's them.
Smith got some fire.
All of this rhetoric we're talking about, and I don't mean in any way to imply that that's responsible for crooks trying to assassinate the president. No, that's on him.
Lord have mercy.
Clearly, something was wrong with him. Clearly, the bullying got to him, and he wanted to sit up there and be a martyr or a hero or whatever the hell he thought of himself. I'm certainly not going to blame.
You turn the air down? Thank you.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to set up my thing,
Hating
and
it. You're the
my
one.
computer's off. Sorry. Now we're both
Democrats.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
We'll have to rewind there a bit. Sorry, guys. I was trying to set things up for what we're going to do after to wrap up, and then I screwed it up a bit. Sorry.
So you see what he said? He's like he's telling the goddamn God bless the goddamn truth. All of y'all's. I just find it interesting that he's chastising all of y'all's, but shows an image of Biden while he's saying all this. Because just days after that, the RNC went on and on and on and on about how immigrants were, I don't know if I can say the word on YouTube, rapists, unalivers. They're coming for your children. And the way these white women were crying and looking, I was like, oh my God. They're looking like, don't you come for our virtuous white women. That's how it looked. It felt like the massacres that happened all over the country in Black communities that tried to thrive and take care of themselves. And here come a white woman. He whistled at me. And here come the mob. Kill them all. It's like that's what they're inciting.
Well, even
These
with my
people
own
are
personal
fucking
like,
insane.
yeah, like I
And
feel
they
like
want
with me and my kids, like I get treated like you better not, be the way you are around them. That's completely unacceptable or whatever. I gotta clutch my pearls over and make sure I totally destroy your life to keep you from being a real person in front of your kids, basically. But then you see all kinds of fucking heinous shit that goes on. They don't treat those people like these people doing actual violent, dangerous shit or whatever. They don't treat them with that same kind of standard.
no.
Sorry to bring it up of my own shit, but that's what it made me think of. Like,
Yeah, like they don't. They want us. They want to take our sanity from us. They want chaos to ensue. It's like I see you, and I don't want to be you. So let me just go on real quick.
Politicians and pundits, all of you did that. Not us, not the American people, black, white, Latino, Asian American, Jews, Catholics, Christians, it don't matter. Y'all did that.
The only thing he forgot was the Muslims. Okay, let me keep going. Oh, you want to pull up? Oh wait, hold on. He about to say something else.
You hear me?
That wasn't us. I got quotes here. President Joe.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna give you the
Sorry, it
because
got glitchy, so I was just trying to see. Are we still here?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm still here.
Did it get? I don't know if it. I must have just been on my end because everything kind of cut out a bit.
That's okay. Take your time while you're doing that. Mastermind, what do you? Are we being shadow banned? What's happening? So go ahead, take your time, Michael, and I'm just gonna hold down the fort while that's happening. Hi, Steve. I'm happy to see you here. Thank you for hanging out over here because I know I met you in like other people's streams, so it's great to see you here.
Yeah, we can keep going with the video.
Okay, I can.
We're getting glitchy. I just wanted to make sure that it's like we think
it's
playing, but if the audience can't see it, then we have to make sure. So as long as everyone the glitch is over, we can hit play again. We got try and wrap up. So
here we go.
Joe Biden. Months ago, Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He's a threat to our freedom. He's a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat to everything America stands for. We talking about both sides here. We pledge to you that we will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country. Nobody has ever seen anything like we're witnessing right now. It's poisoning the blood of our country. That's Donald Trump. Representative Rick Scott, Florida. This isn't some unfortunate incident. This was an assassination attempt by a madman inspired by the rhetoric of the radical left.
Radical.
That's what
they blamed it on us.
The centrist left.
Senator said.
And they're centrist.
You can't say stuff like that. But
you cannot.
Look at Representative Vicente Gonzalez months ago. The rhetoric you hear from the Republican Party is shameful and disgraceful for Latinos. And when you see Latinos for Trump, to me, it's like seeing Jews for Hitler. Almost, What?
What? So, I just want to remind people that the vice presidential nominee, J.D. Vance, called Trump Hitler, said he couldn't stomach him until he could for his own self-interest. And let's not get me started on the fact that he was chosen by Trump, not just because of his vile rhetoric, while they're trying to unite the country. Wink, wink. But because he has superstar status, because of his fake ass, I pulled myself up from the bootstrap story in his book and documentary, when in reality, he was plucked into his life and made it a story for all these people to believe that they could be him one day. You ain't about to be him one day. You're going to stay poor. You're going to stay destitute. And you're going to keep voting for these people thinking, one day I can be you. No, you won't.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. No, that's not going to work for sure, right? Like, you can go ahead and believe you're going to be a millionaire in waiting all you like, but
All you
there's
like
actual
until you
consequences.
die.
Yeah, like the rest of us who aren't going to believe that, we are
Ah,
suffering
yes.
consequences.
I love the
waiting
sound
for
of my money being
to catch up.
wasted.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's the ads, not your
Let me
fault.
mute that. Yeah, that was an ad.
Ads always got to be crowding in to people's
Yeah,
lives and
keep
trying to make themselves
keep
a part.
going. Say what you have to say.
I'm not sure what I think I was done. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you want me to start then?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, I gotta unmute this goddamn ads. All right, here we go.
Hey, talking. Hey. Reince Priebus for the RNC. Oh, we're brothers. We're all brothers. We differ politically, but we get along. We share drinks together. We have lunch together. There's plenty of my Republican colleagues across the aisle.
He's talking about what's the lady with the gray blue hair? She got wait, I'm gonna have to back it up a little bit so you know who he's talking about. I must have missed it. Hold on. Here we go.
At Donna Brazile the other
Donna
day, who I
Brazile.
love, by the way, and I've
He
long
loves,
admired
by
as a
the way.
political pundit, usually on ABC. Went over to Fox News for a little while, came back to ABC. Good to see her on This Week. But she's there the other day talking, hey, Reince Priebus for the RNC. Oh, we're brothers. We're all brothers. We differ politically, but we get along. We share drinks together. We have lunch together. There's plenty of my Republican colleagues across the aisle that we have dinner together. We talk with one another. We exchange ideas. We get
People are so
along.
proud
But
of
that ain't
that,
what
eh?
y'all been telling us. Y'all haven't been
Get along
telling
with
us
my
that.
enemy so well, you know.
We've heard threat.
They are telling you on national TV. They hang out together. But anyway.
To democracy. We've heard on both sides.
Let me back it up.
Just a second. Oh, we're brothers. We're all brothers. We differ politically, but we get along. We share drinks together. We have lunch together. There's plenty of my Republican colleagues across the aisle that we have dinner together. We talk with one another. We exchange ideas. We get along. Well, that ain't what y'all been telling us. Y'all haven't been telling us that. We've heard threat to democracy. We've heard on both sides. We're going to lose the country. We forget that we're a democracy. And guess what? If you don't like something for you, 2 years, you get to change the representatives. 4 years, you get to change the White House. 6 years, you get to change the Senate seats. And we forget all of that. We've spent years listening to these politicians tell us, hey, if you don't vote this way, the world is going to end. And you telling us to calm down? You telling us to dial down the rhetoric? That would be y'all.
Oop,
So all I
bloop, bloop.
ask, respectfully, is that people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Mm,
Why don't y'all chill with the rhetoric? Don't just talk about it, be about it.
oop.
Oh no, he did.
Nobody's implying that you're responsible for
I
what
don't even
happened this
like
week.
him.
Adults
Don't
are
even
adults,
like
and
him.
that's on them.
He's saying all the right things right now.
But
though.
if
He's
you're
saying all
going
the
to
right
imply
things.
it by saying the rhetoric is too incendiary and it needs to be dialed back, what I'm saying to politicians and political pundits on both sides of the aisle is it starts with y'all. Let's discuss the
Boom. The fish rots from the head. Doesn't it? Reince
Slam dunk.
Priebus is a snake. And you sit up here with Donna Brazil having drinks and da 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 da. Da. Y'all all friends? With friends like that, I don't need enemies. He is not a great person. He is not, has not been a good friend to black athletes amongst the years. Am I lying, Todd Smith?
I'm gonna say this part again.
Okay, go ahead. Say it.
Opportunist takes advantage of opportunity.
So don't trust his ass.
Nah,
Even though he's saying this shit, right? Don't trust his ass.
nah.
It's the
Let me
same
tell
thing
you
as
something.
Hinkle
What,
there,
what
right?
makes it difficult is look what he's using right now. This is also leaking into Jasmine and I's show. He did say something about Jalen Brown.
Don't you want to get out of the
not-
camera?
No,
Oh, you're
no,
not in
no.
the camera. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say, Stephen A. said something like Jalen Brown was not liked in the NBA, right? Jalen Brown is the MVP
You
of the
should save
NBA
that for your show.
championship. Yeah. All I'm trying to say is it's hard to understand when people are giving you some truths
Mm-hmm.
versus bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
If you mix the two together, it's very hard for you to put somebody in one boat. Like Stephen A can say some interesting shit because he's
Mhm.
exposed to a different world that we,
But I
that we
bet he
are.
won't stick with it.
Watch what he's trying to do with
He's gonna
Jalen
get
Brown.
reprimanded, and he gonna get his ass together, just like Jon Stewart.
I'm telling you this, Jalen Brown was not selected on the U.S. Olympic team about 3 to 4 weeks ago.
That's for your show. No,
Okay.
no.
All I'm saying
Go
is
on, sit down now. Go on, sit down. You have
opportunists.
something you want to say before I start this over?
Not really. I just want to say
Okay.
hello, old man Barker. I didn't quite see you there.
Oh man, Barker's in the house.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. All right, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, sure.
facts. Let's discuss whose idea is better and then move on. Pick a side, ladies and gentlemen, and do it that way.
I am.
Don't lecture us for stuff y'all have been doing. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Now, let me be clear. Ain't no hypocrite sitting here. I have been on the record stating on many occasions I wasn't voting for Donald Trump because guess what? I think he would create civil war in this country.
Okay, I'm stopping it right there because I want to ask you, Michael. I've been hearing this shit all over live streams, in the comments. It's gonna be a civil war, and I keep asking them, who fighting?
I don't think
Who the
anyone's
fuck
really
is fighting?
Yeah, nobody's
Please
ready.
tell me who. Please, somebody tell me who's fighting. I really want to know. Please, please.
People like to say like if the Republicans ever actually had a civil war with like the Democrats or whatever, people feel fairly confident they know which side would win. They know which side is all the one that has all the guns and the other side doesn't, or like they kind of feel the neoliberal identity politics pushers are kind of, when push comes to shove, they're going to be trying so hard to propagandize everything. They're not actually going to have like a strategy to fight, an actual fight. So I don't know.
And also like what y'all, I asked them, are y'all wearing colors? Like, how we gonna know which side you on? What the fuck are you talking
It's
about?
not going to be a
It don't make no
civil war
goddamn
so
sense.
much as it is just going to be like the right wing white supremacist people are just going to go around doing like pogroms, and they're going to call that a war. So
Okay, so I want to show Josh Johnson, because I always ask them, are y'all wearing uniforms? Because you know black people ain't about to be up in this, because we ain't yeah, y'all gonna have to do this white on white crime by yourselves.
apparently it's
We
Antifa
ain't
they're
in
going
it.
to fight against, eh?
I don't know. We not in this fight. Okay, so
But
let me
like, is Antifa or is it freaking CIA op? You know, like it's hard to tell anymore.
it's hard to tell. So I'm gonna show this real quick. Put a little comedy in the mix, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Here we go.
You look at those pinpoints, and there are people that are worried about us falling into the trap of another civil war, like so much hate, right? And I personally don't think that's going to happen. I'm not just hopeful. I actually don't think that's going to happen, because if I'm being honest with everyone in here, we don't have the grit. I'm not saying that there aren't people with guns. I'm not saying that people have murderous intentions for their fellow Americans. I'm saying that as a country, it's
Well, it's just like the military.
tired too fast.
Too many people too out of shape to join the army, right? So
We would get tired too fast. Ain't nobody doing that shit.
Is Civil War too.
We would, like, it would be day 8, and there'd be people in America wake up on whatever side you on being like, again.
I'm tired of this shit.
No, I'm not saying that violence is impossible, and I pray it doesn't happen. I pray even more now that it doesn't happen than I did before. But I think that it's not going to split up the way that it did. You got to remember, the country was full of colonies, and travel was difficult. So when the country split and we had our full-on civil war, it was a different time, truly, right? And now you have family that lives here, you have family that lives over there, you have family who's moving.
Moving.
Because we're too interconnected now, in a way that I think is good, in a way that actually forms a union, right? We're quilted together now. So no matter how you split us up, whether it's north and south, east and west, eventually, whatever side of the war you're on, eventually someone would be like, I just want a good taco. You know, I believe what I believe in, whatever, but I cannot have another bagel. I am stopped up. For my health, I can't do it. Mm-hmm.
It is maybe reminding me a bit of the end of history idea. Whatever, I don't know. Remember that Japanese guy that like history is over. Capitalism is never gonna go away because this is all that there is now. It's like evolution has stopped or something. It's like, I mean, it does seem very far-fetched for something like a civil war to happen, but it's not like impossible. It's just as far as, are those conditions being reached yet? And it's like a lot. The Canadian commie guy I watch, his theory is that the States is going to balkanize, and he's thinking it's kind of going to be sooner rather than later. A lot of people think it's going to be hundreds of years before something like the States would ever break apart. But it's fun to think about. Is it actually more possible than you can realize that maybe the States could split, like balkanize within our lifetime. You know.
Mm. I just want to let my comrades know that I am not looking at the chat because it's a lot going on. I'm trying to figure out. No, Todd Smith, you're doing a great job. I'm not saying that. I'm
No.
just
Look,
huh?
look.
Look at what?
Well,
YouTube
good
is
night,
acting
Jacqueline.
like
Thanks for being
censorship.
here. I know it's getting late. We're going on. So sure,
Jacqueline.
off in England. So have a good
Jacqueline's
night.
in the UK. Like, yeah, like thanks for hanging in there with us because we love you. She's awesome. Mm.
Well, maybe one day I'll go visit my sister and I could actually meet her somehow. Anyway,
I've been to London. Maybe I'll come back. We'll see. Well, that's not to say she's in London.
England's a tiny place, though.
I know it's not that many places. But what'd you say, Toshman? Something's going on with YouTube?
I mean, I can't post anything. Like anything that I put in here, I have to do it at least 5 times in different words before they let it on there.
Oh, something's happening, I guess.
But then I'll say something like, YouTube is full of shit, and they'll let that go.
Yeah, it's. I'm not surprised that with this post-assassination stuff, that all of a sudden there's a bunch of weird computer glitchy things. They really must be needing to censor like whack-a-mole like crazy right now because things are. It's hard for us to understand how much of a powder keg things are probably like out there because of all the censorship. But I imagine that things are like maintaining order is more difficult now than ever. So
Yeah. Okay. So, should I go on or are you done?
well,
I mean, we haven't even gotten to Chris Cuomo.
We'll be going for like 3-4 hours though. We might as well wrap up and then come back to it or something.
Boo.
Y'all need to do
Boo. He's boring.
You down for a marathon night stream tonight? Or?
I'm just saying. Well,
after hours.
I mean, people still here, so why
All right,
can't
if you
we
want to keep going, that's all right. I'm gonna have to go get a cigarette. I'll just be
Okay, go get a cigarette. You good?
I'm
All right.
maybe gonna need to make some food
Oh.
too.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, hi guys.
Hi guys. Oh, this is the I said don't put me like this. Okay. So no, Tasha. God damn it. Here we go.
One could easily argue you on Capitol Hill. You're a political pundit on the left or the right.
Ain't you?
Literally assigned to go out there and disseminate messages to the masses on behalf of the party line. And you know that you've got good relationships and there's peace amongst the people where you're going out to lunch and dinner together and you're getting along and all of this other stuff, but you just happen to disagree politically. But when you go on the air, you're acting like Armageddon's going to take place if you side with this person instead of you or vice versa. I'm sorry. That's a little bit different than me saying, hey, I think Trump, being the divisive force that he is, may be on a revenge tour and he's going to be a divisive force in the White House. That's what I felt. That's what I feel. But the bottom line is, I'm not a political pundit working in Capitol Hill
He
with
lying.
inside knowledge of the relationships we have with one another on both sides of the aisle.
That's a lie.
You guys are. And if you know that the relationship is better, and you know that you might not necessarily believe the world's going to come to an end if you and your side don't win an election, why do you come across like it? Because it works. And you didn't care. That's what I'm saying. Let's make sure I'm clear about that.
Okay. Oh, he getting a little feisty. I kind of like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I was just missing a bit of what he was saying because I was checking out.
He
Uh,
said
Mr.
y'all go to the same goddamn parties. You know y'all after you get off the goddamn air, you doing the same, y'all hanging out and shit. You notice what y'all doing. So stop fucking playing
Yeah,
with us. That's what
well,
he's
it's just
saying.
It reminds me of
I
the
mean,
COVID restriction stuff. How like they're telling us all we got to go lock down and not talk to each other or breathe on each other, and then we got like Boris Johnson and them like having fucking parties.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Behind the scenes, and so it's the same. Like you tell us like you're the mortal enemies, so you got to stop these Republican fascists, right? But you're having parties with them, so it's
yeah, y'all hang out together. So stop playing with me. Basically, is what's happening.
there's supposed to
So
be consequences for liars. I mean, they like to say you can't make a lie against the law, but then to have no consequences whatsoever, like, it's disastrous. So
that's only on the bottom of the totem pole. So here we go. Look, okay. Mastermind, you still in the house? You remember that lady that I showed you with the brown camera? That's her angle. That was her job. Here, he's here. Her job was to take that picture. That's all I'm saying. Why was she so fucking calm? What'd he say? She never even blinked. Why was she so fucking calm? Her job was to get that picture. And why can we see, like,
yeah, I
y'all know what I'm
didn't
saying?
really. I haven't looked into the other people, the other guy who got killed, this bystander.
They
I
don't
was
care about
curious.
him.
I'm just like
Oh, I'm
I didn't
sorry.
even look in to find out enough. Was the shooter hit him, or was he accidentally hit by like the Secret Service people in the confusion? But then I don't think that's what happened. It's just worth clarifying, right?
I got another what was that video you sent me about that man that was talking about the sounds and you heard the sounds?
Yeah, he said that there was three.
Can you pull it up, please? Get off your phone. No, pull it up on up there,
Because I feel like in this
on
situation, like it would
your
not be
Facebook.
outside of the realm of possibility for the Secret Service to accidentally kill someone in the crowd and then try and pass it off as the shooter killed that person instead.
I think old man Barker's leave. Good night, sweetheart.
Well, have a good night.
Well, it's time to go. Oh no, he's saying hey. My bad. I was about to sing the song. All right, so let me get back to the to let it do what it do.
Yeah.
While Tasha pulls up that video.
On a separate
Continued
Okay.
protection for the convention and the remainder of the campaign, end quote. Before I get into any of that, I couldn't wait to talk to this man right here because I wanted to know his thoughts immediately upon seeing what transpired this Saturday afternoon. He is the host of Cuomo on News Nation. My buddy, the one and only Chris Cuomo, is here with me right now. What's going on, Chris? How are you, man?
I am. There's a struggle connected to this. This is very heavy. This was very scary. The nation dodged a bullet, not just Donald Trump. I don't even want to think about what the level of discussion would be, what the level of animus would be, what the level of hostility, retaliation would be if there had been a God forbid that was an extreme consequence. So the question is, what will we make it mean? I really appreciate it, and I hope your audience does as well, what you were saying before. We understand how we got here.
Oh, I'm so
What
sorry. I accidentally
closed it? Or
Yeah,
that's
but look, I'm gonna show this real quick, and I'm gonna reopen it. Why this? Why are they acting like this is not animation? This dude walks in here like the fucking WWE.
Okay, so how do I share it?
I'm gonna show you.
people love this spectacle too much. I don't understand it.
Yeah, look at this. You see that, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it looks like. Is like WWE. I wouldn't use any other metaphor.
And a lot of people were like putting stuff on their ear. Like, it's just fucking weird. It's really weird.
Well,
What is it? What do
everyone's
you have? You have a
loves to
maxi
keep-
pad on your ear? What the hell is going on here?
everyone likes to call everyone else a simp, but then they don't want to recognize what sort of behavior that they do that looks just a lot like simping. You simp for
So,
Trump, then
This is
whatever.
it.
Okay, give me a
You
second.
see it?
T-
Do you see it?
Oh, okay. Tasha's trying to learn. Okay. So right here. Oh, wait, hold on.
And I hate how they
Hold on.
start those videos automatically on mute.
Oh,
Why the
sorry.
hell would they set it up like that?
Mhm.
Facebook or whatever. Like,
Can you unmute your We don't hear it.
Do it again. I did.
We don't hear it, Tasha.
I unmuted it.
every time you start a video on Facebook,
at
you
your-
have to make sure you unmute it.
No,
At the top.
go to the video at the top.
Oh, sorry.
Unmute it there.
Sorry.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
She's learning.
The first three shots are loud. They sound like they're from the same gun.
Now, can you start it over?
Boom, boom, boom.
Now you have to
But if
go
you listen
back
close,
to
the
the
following
video.
two shots,
Not
they're
hit.
super
Now
dampened.
hit
It almost
refresh.
sounds like
Hit
a
refresh.
hi-hat drum.
Because
Hit
people
Like it,
refresh.
maybe a
I
silence
don't know.
barrel,
There you
but
go.
it's like,
There you go.
and I think that's when
Why do I hear it twice?
I don't know.
Mute
Okay.
again, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It comes on mute. Oh,
It's okay.
just from checking the
That's it.
notifications is the first three shots are loud. They sound like they're from the same gun. Boom, boom, boom. But if you listen close, the following two shots, they're super dampened. It almost sounds like a hi-hat drum. Like it maybe a silence barrel, but it's like tss, tss. And I think that's when the Secret Service aced them. So it's boom, 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 boom. And I think I don't know how many shots were fired, but that sounds like
I'm
two
gonna
different
start
guns to
over so you
me.
can hear the gunshot.
Play it again.
That's what they still did. They did it. Sorry.
Why are you looking at me? What's wrong?
That's the three shots.
Hmm.
You heard it?
So I posted that video, and one thing I noticed from listening to the audio over and over again, just from
It's gonna
checking
do
the
it again right after
notifications,
go off and it'll do
is
it
the
again.
first three
Listen.
shots are loud. They sound like they're from the same gun. Boom, boom, boom. But if you listen close, the following two shots, they're super dampened. It almost sounds like a hi-hat drum. Like it maybe a silence barrel, but it's like tss, tss. And I think that's when the Secret Service aced them. So it's boom, boom, boom. Tss, tss. And I think I don't know how many shots were fired, but that sounds like two different guns to me.
But that kind of
Did you hear?
So I posted that video.
Okay, you can pause
And
it.
one thing I
Don't
noticed
need
from
to
listening
listen
to the audio
over
over and over,
again.
You could pause it.
But I think that's still kind
You
of.
heard that?
But isn't it still kind of fit though? Because they did shoot him, the shooter, after he shot. So there should be the sound of at least two different rifles, from what I gather.
So you think the boom, boom, boom is from further away
The
from the
boom, boom, boom
cameras,
is the original
and the
shooter
tit tit is from the cameras
kid,
in
the
the
20-year-old,
front?
and then it's like the snipers, the CIA, the Secret Service snipers, supposedly actually doing their job or whatever. There shouldn't have been the first 3 shots. There should have been and that would have been the end of it if they were doing their job. 20 minutes
So
before
you think that
when they've discovered him.
came from behind the audio that was facing the president?
I'm not sure. This is why I was.
I'm just wondering. I'm just
I don't
asking
know. This is
questions.
where.
It's just there's different
Yeah.
sounds, and all we could do is conjecture, right?
hmm Well, this is where
That's
some
all we could do.
people have like an actual crime investigator person would have all the evidence.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
have
a
to go through all this. I'm
forensic
glad I got to do
scientist.
that job. Yeah.
Thank you, T. That was her first time sharing, so thank you. And I never showed her that, so
Hmm.
I appreciate you.
I'm learning on the cuff.
You're learning on the cuff. So I'm gonna go back to my guy. I think I'm in the right place. Hold on. 26. Oh. Oh, here we go. I'm supposed to be at like 26 something. And maybe I'm wrong, but we'll figure it out. I'm sorry. Because I messed it up already. I accidentally deleted the thing, so we'll figure it out. And thank you all for sticking with us
Wait,
during all
check
of
this
this
out. When he said
stuff.
does he mean Vance? Who is Vince?
Vance, JD Vance, the
No.
vice president.
I'm talking about Vince.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Vince
Old man
McMahon.
Barker.
I think
Huh?
they're
Old man
mentioned.
Barker
Yeah,
said
Trump
something?
He said
Oh, I
Vince
can't
was
see it.
behind
Hold
said
on.
Trump's the only friend Mr. McMahon has
Oh,
left.
I think he
it's
means
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon. I think that's
Okay.
what not
Yeah.
Vance. I think he means Vince.
I think it's like a bit of a running joke with the
Yeah, it's a
INN,
joke.
Indie News Network guys. Angel in the afternoon. He likes to cover the wrestling, actual wrestling, from time to time, and Kit too. I think has a good interest in the wrestling stuff. So they were
Yeah.
actually Angel did a show about Vince McMahon not too long ago. He was in the news for some reason. So.
All right, so I'm gonna start here, and here we go.
Detail since Saturday's assassination attempt to, quote, ensure his continued protection for the convention and the remainder of the campaign, end quote. Before I get into any of that, I couldn't wait to talk to this man right here because I wanted to know his thoughts immediately upon seeing what transpired this Saturday afternoon. He is the host of Cuomo on News Nation. My buddy, the one and
Did
only
I
Chris
do this
Cuomo is here
already?
with
I'm
me right now.
sorry.
What's going on, Chris? How are you, man?
Just a few minutes.
I am.
Then we got cut off.
Okay.
There's a struggle
Sorry.
connected to this. This is very heavy. This was very scary. The nation dodged a bullet, not just Donald Trump. I don't even want to think about
this
what the
shit right
level
here.
of discussion would be, what the level of animus would be, what the level of hostility, retaliation
You
would
can't
be
take this away
if
from
there had been
a
a
black
God forbid
person
that was
ever.
an extreme consequence.
You
So
can't have it.
the question is, what will we make it mean? I really appreciate it, and I hope your audience does as well, what you were saying before. We understand how we got here. We got here because this is what's easier for the two-party system. It's easier to say the other side is worse. It's easier to play to the fringes. It works for clicks. It works for polling. It works for the media very well. And it works for the primary structure, which is where the parties get their power at the state level, really, not at the federal level.
Right. So that's how we got here, because it's easier for the parties to say which is worse, to do all of this, to never do this. And
Right.
compromise, cooperation, that's hard. Comparing ideas, that's hard. Scaring you by being a threat to the democracy, scaring you by saying that you're destroying America's fabric, depending on which side you want to listen to. This is easier, but look where it got us. So the question is, how do we use this moment? The immediate indication about all of our leadership, including Trump, of course, I put the
Sorry, we
least
did
pressure
all
on
this
him because
already.
he's got to deal with getting shot in the head. The man was just shot in the head.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know what that did to him personally. I can't imagine how I would process it. But the platitudes of there's no place for violence in our politics, we wish him a recovery, let's remember what America's about, that's all platitudes. It's all bullshit because nobody acts on it. Donald Trump picking J.D. Vance as his running mate, it means that he is not trying to make the most of this moment. J.D. Vance is just an echo of his fringe. J.D. Vance started as a guy who was an interpreter of, like, you know, the you know, of Crackertown, of like the hillbillies. Hillbilly Elegy was his book. Now he's become that. He's put out some of the most useless and obnoxious commentaries since the assassination attempt. And I believe that's what it was. And people on the left who want to play stupid games about it being something else sound like what they say they oppose, which is the righty fringe with their crazy conspiracies. So my point is this. J.D. Vance is not a good sign that Trump has decided to become a transcendent figure because of what he lived through. And the opportunity was there to shift from stoking the fury of the few to connecting to the many. We're desperate for it. That's why people are so excited about you getting involved more with social commentary and political commentary. We need reasonable. We need people without a team. Tonight.
Look. Chris Cuomo ain't nothing but a Tucker Carlson on the other side. They threw your ass away, and now you telling the fucking truth with your lying fucking ass.
How do we use this moment? It reveals the way he thinks, right? That's what he said.
He's been lying to us for years upon, maybe decades. Him and Tucker Carlson. And because they threw you out of their goddamn club, now all of a sudden, you got the nerve. No, not the nerve. You're like, you got stolen valor to tell us the truth about the media, that they're lying to us. No fucking duh. Am I cussing too much?
Mm-hmm.
She said, my bad, y'all.
It's all good.
All right.
I'm waiting for Michael to let loose.
What's that?
Oh, when Michael let loose, it's over with. It's over.
Yeah, I kind of, when I
If you let Michael let go,
shit.
it's done for.
It's almost as good as Mastermind Laugh. It's perfect.
That Mastermind laugh. Oh my gosh.
Now,
okay, I'm
Michael
sorry.
He go off.
Yeah, he do.
And everyone in the chat feeling, and they all like, yeah, Mike.
Well, I do make quite the effort to not just be like a ranting maniac all
I've
the
been
time.
trying to calm him down. Michael, don't do it.
Nah, it's elected. That's why you
Don't
know
do
it's serious. It's serious. When you say something, it's serious.
Well, it's hard to be serious, right? Like, people are kind of take it for granted, right? Like, I can be serious when I'm ready, but then if you're not really practiced at it, it's a little bit like when you try to be serious, you don't realize maybe how unserious you are being serious.
Yes, kill the balls on this guy. Oh, you're not talking about Michael.
On like Chris Cuomo.
You're talking about Cuomo. I mean, it could be interchangeable. I'm just saying. But yes, talking about Chris Cuomo, the balls on this guy to have the unmitigated gall to come on TV and act like You
Uh-oh.
like you haven't been this way the whole time.
Time out.
You in the camera. Get out the camera.
Because I got a news flash. Obama
News-
says Biden should consider dropping out. It's a news.
Oh,
updated
pull it
report.
up, pull it up.
What's
You
that?
got admin rights. She got breaking news. Breaking
Can't quite hear.
news.
What she said?
Breaking news. I'm gonna let her pull it up. So,
All right.
Chris Cuomo is nothing but Tucker Carlson on the other side, and they still all friends. Chris Cuomo and Tucker Carlson probably had drinks together and hang out in
Go to
parties
each other's
together.
weddings, you know?
Go to each
Yeah.
other's weddings and bridal showers and baby showers and all. These people are fake.
It's coming on. Can you see it?
No, you have to change it. See how it says, no, share this instead? Look down.
Where?
Pull it back down. I'm helping her. I'm sorry. No, pull it back down all the way.
What?
Can you talk so I can help her?
Yeah, sure. Just be good to have something called up to talk about a bit. I don't really have
Just talk about how you feel, what we were talking about. Just give me a second.
sure.
Okay, she got it. She got it.
Yeah, sometimes I get
Okay.
the writer's
I'll
block
send it
blank, whatever. Oh, don't know what to say.
No, you're good. She's never had to share anything before, so
Well, she's got
Nepo
some breaking news,
baby.
and then I'm curious what it
That's
is.
some
here.
breaking news.
Okay, you
Why
see
is
what
it
it's
just-
doing? It's
why
not
is it
really
doing?
talking. It's just saying it's.
Hit continue. Make it big.
Might want to maybe mute the. Is it just music? I don't know about copyright
No,
stuff.
it is just music, but it has like
Wait, I thought it was an article or something.
it's an art. It's not saying anything. It's one of those videos that just play the words.
Okay, well we could just play it.
I'm sorry.
Start over and
Watch.
play. Thank you. No, it ain't breaking news. That's conjecture. That's not breaking news.
Well, okay, well, fine.
That's conjecture.
I'm just waiting. What is the news supposed to be? I haven't quite. You're was it burying the lead or I don't know what's the expression.
Nope. That's not breaking news. You thought you had it.
Well, now we're
I was
confused.
ready. I was ready. I thought it was. happening.
She thought she had something hot. No.
Was she saying that Biden's gonna
That
like step down or
Obama-
something?
Yeah.
I wish you would have stepped down.
Well,
it
they
is like
did.
any day we're waiting for
They
that. It
they
could be
did
tomorrow.
So if you wanna show something about that, you could Google the fact that Biden has COVID, and he talked about how the only way he would step down if it was a medical emergency.
Yeah, that's perfect. Get your.
Yeah, they are.
You could Google that.
They're quickly coming up with the correct narrative they require to actually make him exit the stage. So,
Rondo says retraction.
oops,
Oops.
that's what you get with the amateur independent media there.
She's learning.
It's all good.
Yeah, look, y'all better leave her alone now. She ain't even hired help. She just volunteering. So
We
we're
appreciate
gonna
you,
leave her
Tasha.
alone, and she's much appreciated. Her and Samasha. It's Samasha now. The better half. They are much appreciated because they don't have to do this.
Man, it's a great community to be in. You want to learn.
Oh,
What
it
Big
is.
Box said? What is he talking?
The mic is over here, good.
Rondo
She said,
says, well, you
she
know,
said
Biden
it's
did
a,
beat Medicare.
she said it's a great community to be in. But she was like speaking it way over there, and the mic is like way over here.
You got to turn your, we can't quite hear you unless you turn your head, maybe. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Mastermind Hour.
How
So the funny
is
thing about
the pandemic?
Biden
Is
with
it okay?
COVID, whatever, I'm one of those people who's highly skeptical of the idea that COVID is even a thing, which makes me very much like not taken serious by anybody. But then, so the thing is with COVID being, it was only around as long as people believed in it, and then when they couldn't sell it anymore, all of a sudden the pandemic's gone. But now they're kind of trying to, a lot of people still kind of believe in it, and if they can convince people to change their minds again, then they can bring back the pandemic when people's belief brings it back. So then now I feel that there's things have gone so wrong with Biden that they're like, what can we salvage from this situation? Well, maybe we can at least use Biden's problem, his condition here, to like sheep herd people back into the COVID narrative so that we can do that all over again. So that's my paranoid take on that. Feel free to dismantle it if you want.
No, we good. I just want to say one thing real quick. I wanted to post this up because Sean, Ty Smith has been complaining about this all night about putting up chats, and some of them wasn't going through. So Sean
They're not
feels your
even like
pain.
bad. They're starting to censor things that are like not even any kind of it should like a normal person wouldn't have any issue with it. They're just being really petty.
Mm-hmm. And thank goodness our better half is doing well from her surgery. So we are thankful for that. And we wish you a speedy recovery. And it kind of sucks that she could only eat soupy food.
Yeah, but that steak was a good
But
steak.
but
That's-
that means you have to learn how to make good soups. I love soup, by the way. Soups and salads, that's my jam.
Yeah.
So they got the best of both of our worlds. Mastermind made her a great steak send off, and now she has to do what you love: get those soups.
The soup, I know. I
Don't
love
like
soup.
soup in the summertime. So.
Nobody in my house loves soups. You love soup in the summertime? I
No,
I
it's
love
too
it
hot.
all.
I have soup in the wintertime. That's what it's for.
Oh, okay. I make tomato soup. I make it from scratch. All my soups I make from scratch. I don't play. I Cooking is my happy place.
Oops, I said beet soups. Let me
Used
do
to be
it.
more for me. Now I do it for a living. I don't like it as much anymore.
Oh, yeah. I could see how that, like you do it because you want to, not because you have to, type of thing. I could see that.
Yeah.
I do soup in the summer, Sean. I like soup in the summer too.
Okay, that's what I put.
I love
Must
soup.
be. It's funny.
Because it's
Living in
so.
like Louisiana must be even hotter. It's like it would be even like just because you must have been living there your whole life. It'd be
Aw.
down this soup in the summer because it's funny. It gets hot as hell up in Canada even sometimes. But
Mastermind. Look what Mastermind said, that. He said this. I messed up and
I'm
said
in
beet. He said,
I'm in Windsor, so I was just saying it's like the warmest place, as warm as it gets in Canada, right? But it still gets cold here in the winter. So
I mean, there are cold soups you could make too.
yeah.
I just love soup because I'm a small person. You know, when you start eating too much food, it weighs you down when you're tiny. I
Well,
don't
since
know.
I drink a lot, I kind of need to
He
not have
said, I
too much
need some
food in my
sustenance.
diet. I need some actual food, so like
Mm.
something to soak it up.
oh, can I ask him about this?
About what? Nuh-uh.
Gumbo greens.
No.
Oh,
Anyway, now we're getting off
I
track.
know.
Forever.
I know very
Do we have
much.
any more video to show, or
Yes.
yeah? That's good to hear, Sean.
Can you hear that?
No, sorry. You're saying
You
Michael?
can't hear that at all?
No, I can't. Oh, we got to put it at the stage, or
Hold on.
no? That's
Maybe
the wrong
it's
one.
because no.
Okay.
I'm good. Give me a second.
I put the least pressure on him because he's got to deal with getting shot in the head. The man was just shot in the head.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know what that did to him personally. I can't imagine how I would process it. But the platitudes of there's no place for violence in our politics, we wish him a recovery, let's remember what America's about. That's all platitudes. It's all bullshit because nobody acts on it. Donald Trump picking J.D. Vance as his running mate, it means that he is not trying to make the most of this moment. J.D. Vance is just an echo of his fringe. J.D. Vance started as a guy who was an interpreter of like, you know, the of Crackertown, of like the Hillbillies. Hillbilly Elegy was his book. Now he's become that. He's put out some of the most useless and obnoxious commentaries since the assassination attempt. And I believe that's what it was. And people on the left who want to play stupid games about it being something else sound like what they say they oppose, which is the righty fringe with their crazy conspiracies. So my point is this. J.D. Vance is not a good sign that Trump has decided to become a transcendent figure because of what he lived through. And the opportunity was there to shift from stoking the fury of the few to connecting to the many. We're desperate for it. That's why people are so excited about you getting involved more with social commentary and political commentary. We need reasonable. We need people without a team. Tonight, I'm not going to tell people what to think or how to feel. I'm just going to tell them what I've decided this moment means to me. I was really scared when I saw what was happening that day. I was worried there was going to be more. I ate 4 ice cream sandwiches. I know that sounds silly, but literally that's how desperate I was.
Boy, shut up. First of all, please stop. This is the whole media sphere is just a white world with a couple of coons and squirrels chipping on some fucking nuts.
Chippendales.
That's all it is.
Well, it's funny that he does that. He went on that whole rant there before, and we were kind of appreciating what he had to say, Steve Smith, and then he kind of totally undoes any credibility he would have been building by bringing on Chris Cuomo right after. Where's the critical thinking?
Exactly. Everything you said has been completely undone because you are still just all right. We've been on for almost 3 hours, and I'm about to say something I don't even need to say.
Don't say
it. Before Todd Schmidt walks out mad like the last time.
Sometimes it's good to call it quit while you're ahead, eh?
You better not be too mean about it.
Because my mouth is slick.
Sometimes it's good to have a mouth, but it can get you in trouble.
Michael, that's what I'm talking about you. You never know when you're going to be on.
You're always supposed to be a admin and being quiet. Oh, the mouth is too slick. Oh, hold on. Mastermind, all of us.
You, Michael, Mastermind, Bad Cookies, even Jacqueline got a little something.
Jacqueline,
because y'all bringing it out of her.
Something.
Because y'all bringing it up.
Your ass better have.
I'm trying to be good.
Sean, what Sean got to say? Hold on.
Sean,
wait, do you think the Secret Service is now going to have a special force to alert their agents about people carrying ladders? I'm a giggler. Mastermind is too fucking funny. They better have.
They're gonna have a course to show people how to use a ladder too.
like a fucking and you know what's crazy is because right before this show, remember Michael, I was telling you, you know, when that tree fell on my I mean not the tree, that branch fell on my neighbor's house, and I had to take a ladder, and I'm trying to show her how to use a ladder, and that's why I didn't even get here till a minute before we went live, because I'm trying to show her how to use the ladder and pull it up, and she and I'm like, "Are you sure you want to go on this roof? I can do it. Have you ever been on a roof? I can do it." And then she texts me, and she's like, "Girl, I'm scared." I knew you would be. If you've never been on a roof, ain't no way you getting on a roof.
Well, it's
Just
funny.
just willy nilly.
It's like that ladder shot Trump's ear as much as the rifle did, because he couldn't actually pull off the shot without the ladder. So in a way, Trump got hit by a ladder.
Well, we didn't get through. We're gonna wrap it up because we've been on here. We had so much planned, and good God, how we got off track the
My
whole
fault.
time.
My fault. I gotta do better. We gotta do better.
We got
It's all
off.
right.
I mean, but we had
Maybe we'll
fun
try and be more on point next week or something. We'll see. But
because I
no
wanted you to
promises.
hear. What do you want to play some of the rhetoric or whatever before we go?
We could play a little bit, just because we were meant to make it about
About
political
political
violence. Who
violence
is to blame? I
and
think we
how,
kind of already
yes,
right. So we could end off with a couple clips we've all seen. We got like a nice repertoire in the independent media of all these little sound bites throughout time of them inciting political violence, or if not inciting it, at least praising it or acknowledging it as acceptable. So like you guys remember Madeleine Albright?
that
See,
steak and funky hoe. Sorry.
I'm sure we've all
She was like, "Oh, we could kill a
seen
bunch.
this little
We killed
clip
a bunch
here
of people, but it's cool."
from 60
Yeah,
Minutes.
play that.
We have
You got to make it big, baby.
heard that 500,000 in Hiroshima, and
Oh, there we go. But we've all infamous words that will never die. And then there's
Why you say?
Margaret Thatcher was another video
Oh,
I
we didn't even hear it. Did you
called
hear
up.
it?
Nope.
No, we
Remember-
didn't hear it.
Because YouTube been on.
Damn glitch! I can't hear what you're trying to say.
Okay, you can send it to me in private chat and I'll play it because we didn't hear it. Sorry, I did that.
Sorry.
Just to say, you're doing fine. We just having fun tonight. Is this Margaret? What's her name?
So
Albright.
if
I don't even
yeah,
think
this
he
one's
hears
the
me
Margaret
anymore.
Thatcher one. I'm not sure if I'll have to send them to you or not.
Which
also believe that people should be allowed to express themselves.
Some socialists seem to believe that people should be numbers in a state computer. We believe they should be individuals. We're all unequal. No one, thank heavens, is quite like anyone else, however much the socialists may pretend otherwise. And we believe that everyone has the right to be unequal. But to us, every human being is equally important.
She lying. Oh, is that simple but
Man's
equal?
right to work
Is that what
as
she
he
just
will,
said?
to spend what he earns, to own property, to have the state as servant and not
This
as master.
rhetoric is not
They are the essence of a
harmless.
free economy.
It has
And on that freedom, all
violent
our other
consequences.
freedoms
And we
depend.
have to maintain the right to people being unequal. Well, you maintain
Yeah,
the
that sounded
incentive
like
for
separate but
violence when you
equal.
like. Yeah. So
But then when you
Margaret Thatcher is
separate,
fucking crazy.
oh, fucking nuts.
And then there was Obama with his "We tortured some folks." Get
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it.
yeah. Play that one. But that whole thing about
the nation's
separate but from equal it's all a lie because
and a republic
we separated
service of your
ourselves.
television
Wait,
provider.
what is that noise?
C-SPAN, created by cable.
Oh, you didn't let me finish.
What happened to the happy birthday?
Okay, he can't hear me. His thing is glitching too much.
You're not that pent up. I've been giving you questions lately.
I can hear it though.
RDI report has been transmitted. The declassified version that will be released.
Yeah, he is buffering.
At the pleasure of the Senate committee. I did not properly handle an investigation as to how certain documents that were not authorized to be released to the Senate staff got somehow into the hands of the Senate staff. And it's clear from the IG report that some very poor judgment was shown in terms of how that was handled. Keep in mind, though, that John Brennan was the person who called for the IG report.
Should have maybe
and
better.
he's already stood up.
Find the right
Okay, so you're buffering a lot. Can you pull it up, Tosh? Mint?
Tell me what it is. So
just Google Obama. We tortured some folks.
Oh,
okay.
So while you're doing that, because you're buffering, Michael. So we're gonna pull it up. So
yeah.
I just wanted to talk about this separate from equal idea. This white supremacist land that we live on, we live separate. And you know what they did? Swooped into our neighborhoods, burned it down. Like some white woman said, some black person whistled at them because they was mad because we had set up a community for ourselves, burned it down, turned it into a lake, took it from us. Like there have been hundreds and hundreds of massacres in this country. Look it up. Look up how most lakes got started. So now that we are so discombobulated, and this is controversial, but we should have stayed separate but equal. Because who else ain't separate but equal? Ain't the Asians in their own communities? Ain't the Indians in their own communities? When I'm talking about like big communities, New York City, they have Little Italy, they have Chinatown, they have this, they have that. But in spread out places,
okay,
they have us with those people coming into our community using the black dollar.
Even before I came into office.
You ready?
No, Tasha.
I'm sorry.
Now go back to the other tab. Change it. Change the layout.
To what?
Because I was still talking. There you go. So you just stay set up. You're learning. You're doing good.
Sorry,
Okay, what was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. So in a broader community, like where I am now, I mean, I lived in New York City for 20 years. They had Little Italy. They had Chinatown. They have like every community that you could think of, they had Jewish neighborhoods. Every neighborhood of those subsets had their own space. You could come into their space, hang out, chill out, whatever, but that was their space. And the dollars that were generated stayed in their space. We don't have that. Black people don't have that. And we're so spread out in all these other counties, well, here we call them parishes, that all these people come into our community, set up businesses, take our dollar, and then take them out of the community. The black dollar circulates like 6 hours in our community. I can't remember the
No, not 6 hours. It don't circulate an hour in our community. It comes in and it goes out. That's the data.
I forget. We'll have to look that up.
The black dollar does not last a day in the black community. I'm
Okay,
serious.
I said 6 hours. Ain't
Yeah.
that under a day?
Well, yeah,
Anyway.
But anyway, but the point being, now I'm getting off on a tangent, because I was waiting for her to pull this up.
Mhm.
But the point is that we that Margaret Thatcher, I feel like we should have stayed separate and build up our own communities. Not that that means we want to separate ourselves from other people and other cultures. It just means we should have focused on building up our own culture. But what scared us was every time we did, there was some white vigilantes that ran into our communities and tore it down. So then we thought the what's the word? Not the secret. The answer to that would be to us to integrate. That was not the answer. The answer was to put up arms and fight back. That was the answer.
My belief, we were too vulnerable to the distractions that came.
Let me see what Sean says. Sean says, Abby, not that, but you wanted to have your own. And that's why I said the anti-discrimination laws were created to stop from that. Okay. Yeah.
The thing about like ending
Which is
segregation and
self-sabotage.
discrimination like that is if you try and force it on people, it doesn't really have the result. Like there is a bit of idealism going on there where in a perfect world, if all these separate siloed communities would be able to kind of integrate and interact on a more holistic level, then that would theoretically be better or good, right? But then you kind of have to force people to adopt this newer world kind of thing, and then if people don't want to change their ways, you're kind of not giving them the opportunity to still have their traditional way of life and worldview and stuff. So I think like desegregation in general is a good idea, but it has to be done voluntarily. So
Yeah, not like a simulation. I like everyone else looks out for their own, but black people as a whole, according to the media. Yeah, and we do look out for our own, but we
do,
always
but it's not in the media.
we always scattered purposefully through chaos, through gentrification, stuff like that.
Or rap
I
battles.
wanted to or what?
Or rap battles. They use entertainment to distract and
Yeah,
divide
we
us.
talked about that. We talked about that rap battles.
It's true.
Rondo, yes, self-determined boundaries. And then he says, oh wait, before he said that, he said establishing healthy boundaries. Yes, we're not saying that we don't want to be amongst people. We're saying we want our own. That's all. Okay,
Yes.
so you
Sean
want to
Miller was
share?
saying double-edged
Oh,
sword. He said, stop the whites from exclusion, but also stop the blacks from building their own. So people kind of like to think of, with their idealism, they're thinking, we stopped the whites from their exclusion. That was definitely the right thing to do. And they're not acknowledging the nuance of, but this other consequence of the black communities being prevented from existence is kind of tied to that issue. And then if you're going to have rose-colored glasses on the civil rights era and stuff, you're not going to understand how much
Divide and
work still needs to be done. So.
yeah, and I just want to, so you and I, Michael, have touched on this. We did a whole show about this, about how the media uses music to control the black population. And who is the music industry controlled by? Okay, we already talked about this, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
I don't know if that video made it up on my channel, but I'll go upload it maybe tonight or tomorrow. So.
I love the rap battles too, but like the real ones. Maybe we can end on a rap battle.
hold up. Oh, this is what I
On
want
a
to say.
good one.
I want to say this to Sean. I hope they post it. I say, this is what I want Sean to know. Come on, baby. Hold up.
What is happening?
Stop.
Okay, go ahead, Tasha.
This is the truth
go
about
ahead.
black people. We can gain attention, popularity, recognition. We can gain following. We can influence people to do what we want them to do. We can do all of that except for self-empowerment for our people. If black people do anything, create baggy pants, fucking white people and everybody else gonna fucking jump on board. Create any fucking fad, anything, and they will follow it. Look at what they did with woke. Look at what they do with it, with the fucking black fist that Trump just threw up. Anything that black people try to own for themselves for empowerment will never help black people. It will always empower other people. Fucking BBLs. BBL Drizzy? What the fuck is BBL Drizzy from?
Tasha.
Okay, Tasha. I'm just being real.
Well,
like we are often
Tasha,
imitated.
can you and never duplicate it.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say, and it's evident.
Can you play that video?
Most definitely.
Yeah, now that I tried to play the Obama thing, and then it's been a little while.
I was very clear.
Sorry.
That in the immediate aftermath of 9/11.
Wait, Tasha. Wait, hold on.
We did
Tasha,
some things that were
stop
wrong.
it. Okay, there you go. Now make it big. And start it over. There you go.
Okay, I'm out.
I was very clear that in the immediate aftermath of 9/11, we did some things that were wrong. We did a whole lot of things that were right, but we tortured some folks.
Wow.
We did some things that were contrary to our values.
Were you surprised to hear the president actually say torture?
I was. I think his use of the word torture could have political, diplomatic, and possibly even legal implications. We reported this morning in the Daily Beast that the Senate report that President Obama was speaking about explicitly decided not to use the word torture just for this very reason. They didn't want to wade into a legal debate that could have far-reaching consequences for the people implicated in the report for using these harsh interrogation techniques. I'm sure this is how President Obama feels. He even mentioned that even if the report doesn't mention the word torture, anyone who reads the interrogation techniques that the CIA personnel used would have to come to the conclusion that it's torture. That's a sentiment that's shared widely in the human rights community and in the non-governmental organizations that have been advocating for the release of the report, but it's disputed heavily by those former CIA officials and the former Bush administration officials who authorized those very techniques.
Gloria, this is obviously something that's been debated in the public realm and also even on Capitol Hill. Some Senator McCain has been very out.
Yeah, we don't need the whole clip.
We don't need the whole clip because she was ready to. Because she wanted to say.
I'm saying it's not a
She wanted to say this.
that they're.
But look, Toss. Sean, can you read that?
I don't know what the hell I said.
All right, girl. Now you got to be an admin or you got to be all in. She be all in my mic.
So I think that's maybe
Being like Kane to you.
that's all the videos I had to share. Actually, the only other one I called up was remember that Joe Biden telling the reporter to calm down. It's like, wah. You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. I forget why the context I had that called up. I think it was something Chris Cuomo was saying about how Trump, like if Trump would have never been able to handle those negative questions the way that Biden did or whatever, something like that. And I'm like, what are you fucking kidding me?
You could pull it up.
We got examples of Biden not handling questions asked to him that it should be easy. Like,
so why are you pulling it up? I'm just going to show.
We'll see. It's been glitchy when I try and share things, but we'll see.
Okay, or you could send it to us. So before you go there, I'm just going to go back to both of us. So he's Sean is saying he hears you loud and clear. You good. And then he asks, where will your show be? I love talking to you. So here's the thing, Sean. We are thinking about like starting a network.
I don't know.
Should we be talking about that?
I'm not seeing it anymore.
Should we even be talking about that?
I mean, it's fishing.
Because we don't have a home, so we figure why not make our own home? And so
it was there. It's not popping up anymore, so never mind.
That's okay. So yeah, Sean, we're trying to make our own home because we don't have one. We tried to find one and it's not working out. So we said, fuck it. Let's create our own home.
Okay, now it pops up.
Oh, wait.
Okay,
I
let's see
should
if this will
play
work
this
again.
first. Oh, we have a love connection. I love that. Oh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. So yeah, so Sean, we are thinking about
Gotcha. That's not a big.
I don't think he could hear us. Like I think it's a delay or something.
Am I back yet? There's. We might want to have to get off this stream. It's every time we keep going, it's like glitching and just kind of crappy quality video. Sorry, guys.
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you're very glitchy. So can I just end with a video?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that little pump sound like the last two shots in Trump. I don't mean to laugh. That's wrong. I'm sorry.
Why can't you laugh at it?
Because that's cruel. I don't want to take
What the fuck
advantage of
ever.
nobody. No, I'm sorry.
Whatever. Nobody sorry about it.
My boy. 50 Cent.
Whatever.
Yes.
She get mad at me because I'll say
It's not like that. It's not like I felt wrong.
Sean say it's a clown horn.
I know. I felt wrong for that. I felt wrong.
I don't be feeling wrong at all. I be feeling good. Like I be feeling like I know somebody else out there think the same way I feel. That's how I feel.
Hey, bro. when
All
I
right.
see-
So let me just play this. All right.
Oh,
I'm
we
gonna
got
mute
any
my-
announcements maybe before we go?
Oh yeah. Before we go.
Um,
Uh,
First, I guess that comes to mind is Tin Rabbit podcast. That's the newest, latest, and greatest thing going on. So,
That's
but
that
then
conspiracy
again,
theory, right?
forgetting the time, even though I just asked earlier.
I
Wednesday.
know. I've asked like 5 times and I still forget the goddamn time. And I'm sorry, but it's Wednesday. But
Right.
all you gotta do is like subscribe to the Tin Rabbit podcast. And Tosh, why you on your phone so much? You didn't do any banners.
Oh, well, you know.
And Civilian Discourse on Mondays at
Civilian Discourse on Mondays.
6 p.m. Eastern.
And then us.
Yeah. And then there's
And
another
then everybody else.
Yeah, there's a new channel I started watching. Some of my Twitter friends started a channel called Tea Time with Tired Peasant and Andre. So if you guys are interested in that at all, feel free to check them out. They're very new to the podcasting world, so it's a little bit not for everybody to watch the people go through their baby steps, but we want to give them some support and they'd appreciate it.
I didn't even know Mastermind was still in the house. He said YouTube won't even let him post the time. You see? This is crazy. Something's going on today. Something was weird. Like I didn't even know if we were going to be able to stream today. My Wi-Fi was down for hours. And at the last minute, let me try to put a show together.
And also, before I forget, the social contract that we used to be on the RBN Long Beach with, they're still going out there somewhere. So if you want to check out their Twitter page, check out their YouTube channel. I believe it's still the social contract. So, but I had closed down my Twitter and stuff so that to save computer power. So I don't have the link
Can I
to
say
show
something?
you. Maybe I can.
Don't say nothing.
Not now.
I ain't no fake bitch.
Talk to him later.
So I'm supposed to let that go?
So I'm just quickly hopping over to their X page just to see what their YouTube channel is called, so I can
Who?
actually plug it properly.
Who?
Social contract. We used to. Hello. What?
No. I'm not no fucking hater. But I ain't a fake bitch either. Michael. You know what? Let me shut up. They never shout us out. Why are you? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
We're
it.
just not. Anyway, that's fine. All right.
All right, so can we go now?
I was saying we haven't seen what they're up to, so I'm saying maybe we can go see
He's
what
still
they're
going.
doing. Right. Sorry.
Not on my watch.
Are we wrapping up then? You
Yeah.
got any announcements? All right.
Nope.
Okay. Have a good night,
Look,
everybody.
Mastermind a real one. All right, here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Here we go. Bye, everybody.
Have a
We
good
love
night.
you.
See ya.
Yeah, you fought for this country, but they trying to build a wall to keep the people that look like you out. A soldier from Puerto Rico rapping. I seen better fighting than people in Puerto Rico splashing. Right. And they can't be mad at me for it. Because he the one that work with the people with all the resources.
Yes,
Bro. I was in the Marine Corps. People ain't know that. But unlike you, I ain't proud of that. Because uppity white people kept thanking me for service. So I felt foul for that. I was running with grown-ass men who would drop a bomb where a child was sat. They say they turned me to a man. It turns out that's where the cow was at. Nah, because niggas howling God bless the troops while the Lord's watching. Like he don't notice your prophet and your prophet is your prophet. Boy, stop it. You don't even know how the war started. You just couldn't afford college. That's free money. Free money. Free money. He said it's free money. Yeah. Free money. He said it's free money. Because he couldn't afford college. I had the same dream as Martin. I woke up and absorbed knowledge. Acting like because they paying us well, the shit is fine. I realized I got enemies too. And I get held for killing theirs, but jailed for killing mine. Facts. I'm a man. I'm a man. What the fuck are you? At this point, a pawn without a fucking clue. Okay. I know. I did it. Niggas finish high school and we don't know what to do. They got you thinking shit is going down and it's up to you. They got you thinking shit is going down and it's up to you. I looked around and shit was so comfortable it made me uncomfortable. I mean, I take shits in clearer water than the water they put cups into. Yeah, facts. Their life, yeah, facts. Their life, that shit make a family in the projects look like the fucking Huxtables. It's pussy shit. Be all you can be. All it took was this. I had one option. I could go AWOL or I was just a bitch. And of course, they said I couldn't leave. That was so disrespectful.
Right?
It was.
And my nigga got the old. All right, let him go. Let's go. It's over.
They said I couldn't leave. I said, well, why I'm about to leave then? Why I'm about to leave then? They said it's a big stain on my record. I said, I hope it sink in all over the sheet then. They said, think about your family, Cook. How you gonna feed them? I said, I thought it was once a Marine, always a Marine, man. So I've been E10 and I ain't even had to be an E10. You gotta take the Kevlar off to go this hard. Cause this dishonorable as soon as it discharged. Go.
Time. Give it up. Continue to disrespect my heritage. That's why I don't fuck with you lames. Look at me, my nigga. We are one and the same. I mean, if you think about my black ancestors, shit, he was probably way bigger. He knew how to read and write, and nobody played with him because he would steal books from the master, get away with it, come back to the field and sell words to all of the slave niggas. If you're racist, you need to relax. Racism exists in leeches and rats. I've been disrespected by white people in slacks, telling me I won't succeed as if I'm believing in that. Trying to stop me from reaching my max. But it ain't just white people. In fact, I've been jumped and taking beatings from blacks. Saying Walla Walla and being Puerto Rican is whack. I'm Native American, European, and black.
Ooh, that sounds like Tether Battle. Tether Babble, honey.